touch you deeper than I let anyone else before. Lining up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heart be needing. Skipping out, no, I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Ooh, you take me higher. Ooh, you take me higher, baby. You take me higher. Ooh, you take me higher, baby. You take me higher. Ooh, you take me higher, baby. You take me higher. Yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night By, the progressive news show with Les DS3. I am your host, Marlon Clark, but along with Anna Hart, Tracy Carson, and Theas Robinson. And yeah, Anna, I just didn't feel like doing the introduction at the beginning. I'll just do it now. Sorry. I was full of energy earlier today during game night. Y'all make sure y'all go to Tracy Carson's page and see us do a late version of game night. But and all of a sudden, it's just so. But anyway, for the introduction, like I said, it's just completely potluck. We're going to listen to some stories, but I do have one little shocker that we not only have one Am I the Jerk, but we have two Am I the Jerks. Because I could not figure out which one, so I decided just to play both of them. So
you mean am I the a-hole?
I tried to clean it up a little bit. So
but I didn't say the
clean up the title of your own show.
Right? Because I could change it to Am I the Jerk? It's the same thing.
Okay, I just want to know is that the same thing?
No, you don't like that?
I don't think that flows as well.
I mean, a-hole, okay. I mean, I'm saying it so it can't be profanity.
Okay. I got two Am I the a-holes. Because unfortunately now I'm going to sort of have to go back and change this now.
Okay, you still need to go back and change it because it's not it's am.
Am I?
Like it's. I thought when you fixed it, you were going to fix that part.
Yeah.
Okay,
Marlon,
Tracy,
I understand.
I'm not doing no more Saturday shows with Tracy. What?
Don't blame her. It was wrong on the last one.
It was not. Y'all
yes, it was.
Yes, it was. It was. I'm just here. I'm here trying to support you.
Y'all jumped on me on the first show saying everything was my fault when I had nothing to do with nothing. Tracy didn't even have her booklet out. That's Marlon's fault. He's in charge of the family. He's supposed to put everything. Man, let's get this
all I said was wait until I finish the question.
3 times.
Because you always interrupt.
Because you always get. What's the next thing to come after morning? Night. Afternoon. Like, come on. Everybody know what the answer is.
But the instructions are clear. Wait until I finish the sentence and then answer. Well, not just answer when you feel like it.
Well, you know the good thing.
This is your show.
I'm going to pull a thing out of my pocket. This is my show. And I blame Theas. Let's get this party started. like I said, y'all make sure that y'all go see Tracy's game night that we did early this afternoon and discover how her first question was about a murder. Seriously, just go ahead and watch that.
That was a pretty dark way to start the game, Tracy.
It was. It really was. Hey, Tracy, who's on the show. Hey,
Hi, Mickey. Hey, Susan.
And
hey, Foxy.
All right, let's get this one started because it's kind of long, so I had to break it up in two. It kind of made me feel some type of way.
My husband is 30 years old and I am a 28-year-old female and I am an unattractive woman, objectively. I've always been this way and while I've accustomed myself to it, it nonetheless remains a daily fact that being an ugly woman sucks. I met my husband 4 years ago and he is the greatest thing that has ever happened to me. He has always and frequently told me I'm beautiful and somehow sounded honest without sounding like my mother, like someone without another option to answer. Last night on Saturday, he had a group of friends over to our home. They meet several times a month to hang out, catch up, and play games. He has known most of these guys since high school. I was upstairs in the kitchen preparing drinks and snacks, and I was able to hear them in the basement and began to eavesdrop, which I know was rude, but it wasn't really intentional. I realized they were talking about me. A couple of guys were teasing my husband about me, specifically about my looks. I could tell it was supposed to be funny. It was not. There was a point where one of them referred to me as a troll, and my husband blew up and started shouting, "Listen, shut the heck up. I know that my wife is ugly, but shut up. She makes me happy. Does your bimbo of the week do that, Jim? Dave, how long has it been since we've hung out and you haven't complained about your wife?" He went on for a while, defending me, but all I could hear was, "I know she's ugly. I know she's ugly. I know she's ugly," again and again in my head. It just broke me. I don't know why. I've always known I'm unattractive, but he isn't supposed to too. He tells me I'm beautiful so sincerely and consistently, I'd started to actually believe he thought that. I started to cry and ran into a shower so no one could hear me. When I came out an hour later, everyone had gone home, far earlier than normal. I went to bed and haven't spoken to him all day, but I think I've been able to avoid letting him know I'm upset or avoiding him. I know rationally that what he said was true and sweet, and that I should be happy he loves me and not my body, but it doesn't seem to matter. I just want to be pretty. God, I feel so shallow. I've been crying all day. What do I say to him? Part of me wants to call him a liar and scream and yell and cry, while the other part just wants to run away and never have to talk to him again and acknowledge that even the greatest man I will ever meet can't find me attractive. So what should I do?
She need therapy. I'm tired of saying this, man. Look, is this message board thing you go to like www.shattereddreams.com? Is this what you do? I mean, look, lady, you are aesthetically displeasing. You are hard to look at head on. You need to squint and not have your contacts on to behold your beauty. Okay, but as you've laid out, you feel this way. You've known this, and he is in love with the actual you. Hey, Parker.
Hey, Parker.
Like, he actually loves you. You know how many like surface level pretty people wish the other part of their so-called relationship valued them as a person? But she's dealing with an emotional damage. It's also mental because it's really affected her self-esteem. And there's no amount of logic that will ever cut through. She just needs to find a way to work through it, because what's going to happen is that pretty spirit of hers that he loves, she going to keep nagging him and nitpicking him and trying to force him to call her ugly, and she'll lose him too. And then she'll turn around and go further into her little spiral, thinking everybody thinks she's ugly.
I know I've said this before. I'll continue saying it. I have literally met some of the most beautiful, attractive women who has the most ugliest heart and soul and mind I have ever seen. And literally, it makes them unattractive. Like all the way through. Like I can't see you being attractive ever again. And you found a man who looked past And I'm not even gonna go with all that other stuff. You got a man who looked past your appearance. Let's call it the way it is. He looked past it. He may find you attractive. He may not find you attractive. But either way, he's looking at your soul, your everything about you attracted him to you. There was something about you that attracted him to you, to the point that he married you. And I know because there's some guys who go after the unattractive people because they know they can use and abuse and everything else, and you stuck because you'll never find nobody like me again and all this other stuff. You don't sound like this guy is doing that. He offended you to his friends and called them out pretty bluntly too. Your billboard of the week, good Lord. But he defended you. But before we get to the ladies, there is a part 2 to this. So let's just get to it.
Jumping into the future, there is an update. Here's a recap from the last post. I overheard my husband admit to his friends that I am ugly, even though I knew this to be true already, and the admitting happened in the midst of him explaining how much he loves me. It makes me feel terrible, worthless, and like I lost something I'd waited my whole life for. I'd given up hope I'd ever have a partner who even liked me before I met him. I lost a lottery spectacularly at birth, and my life feels like a big joke, a cycle of humiliation and punishment I did nothing to deserve. I don't even know how to talk to him. So yesterday, after getting a barrage of support from you guys on my phone every couple of minutes nonstop all day, I decided to try and confront my husband over what I'd overheard. After we were both home from work, I told him I needed to talk. I told him I'd overheard him and his friends, and he immediately started to apologize for them, saying that they were jerks and that I should have told him I'd heard. I had to stop him to let me get a word in and tell him it wasn't his friends so much as it was what he said. When I told him what he said, his whole tone changed. I could tell he wasn't expecting to be blamed. I had the whole conversation planned out. I wanted to explain how it made me feel, how I thought he was really attracted to me, and how betrayed it made me feel to hear him say that behind my back. But I just started to cry and couldn't really communicate what I had wanted to say very well. He was awesome though and just held me. And then after a minute started to speak like he was reading right out the nicest comments in the original thread, telling me he was just angry and didn't speak very well, that he really does find me attractive even if the world doesn't and even if his friends don't. I calmed down pretty quick. I'd basically cried myself out the day before. He took me to his computer and showed me an email he sent to all of his friends on Sunday. I wish I could copy and paste it now, but he basically called all of his friends jerks, said they'd crossed the line from being good-natured trash talk to just being jerks, and then continued going far beyond. He said that for an indefinite amount of time they'd have to find another host. They were no longer welcome in my home. He actually said in OP's home. I thought that would make it sound like I was ordering him around being a B, but he said he just wanted to emphasize how wrong what they did was. Seeing him stand up for me again made me happy, especially seeing him do it without talking bad about me, helping me believe it really was just a heat of the moment bad word choice. He told me to wait in the room and left, coming back with the folder. He said he was going to give me this for Christmas, but that he'd get me something else. I tried to say no, but he insisted. It was plane tickets and brochures. He set up a trip in early January to this spa/hotel/resort thing in British Columbia. It was pretty mind-blowing, but I realized that it had to be several $1,000s he'd spent. We budget pretty thoroughly. He shouldn't have been able to spend that without me noticing. I asked where he got the money, and he said he'd been planning for this for more than a year and saving all the money assigned to his weekly spending money and collecting where I wouldn't notice, change from groceries, etc. When I say sometimes I'm not sure I deserve him, understand that I'm not having a crisis I need help dealing with. He's just really awesome. He's taking me out for dinner, so I have to go, but I'll be on again tonight. Everything is okay.
Anna?
I really wish that we could, everyone, learn that beauty is far more than skin deep. It's only a small part of the puzzle. As Marlon was saying, when you get to know a person, it changes how you see them. If they exhibit ugliness inside, they're going to represent that. somehow to you. With this young lady, I'm sorry, there's problems. She has a terrible lack of self-esteem. She needs complete outside, um, what's the word?
Intervention.
Affirmation.
Help.
Affirmation. But
Oh,
yes, yes, and yes. She does, but okay, she has TV shows, she has commercials, magazines, everything telling her that she is not beautiful. I wish that she had more people in her life that could tell her, like this man, you're beautiful to me.
but that part right there, right there.
It's completely subjective.
I know, but that to me is all she gonna hear. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, it is gonna be very, very, very controversial. But first of all, everybody ain't pretty. It's what it is. And everybody who is pretty ain't even pretty to everybody else. So, people got they tastes and their flavors and all that good stuff. What annoys me out of her story, even though it's a side annoyance, because overall, I think this is a young lady who has internalized her pain and she doesn't know how to get out from underneath it. Okay. Um, but there's two lives in this story. There's her life and there's his life. His life is just as valuable as hers. Now,
Hmm?
what quality of life is she now pushing off on him? Like, she's gonna make him live her trauma because every time he tells her she's beautiful, she ain't gonna believe it. Every time he tries to show that type of affection, in the back of her head is something else. Eventually, that wears down a person. That's why you got to be a strong person to deal with some people who got some issues, because
Yeah.
eventually both of y'all end up with issues. So I hope she gets the help that she needs, because she's either going to break that man or lose that man on her current path.
Before I get to you, Tracy, there was a little excerpt. I had to cut that video short because the rest of it was her still talking and talking and talking. And it was like, okay, lady, come on. You said you had to go, so go, but you didn't. But one of the people did write that since she was not able to, she just heard what the husband was saying, not able to see what the husband was saying, that the husband could have said, yeah, she may be ugly, but she's mine. To that good tit. In other words, saying y'all using that word ugly, but the wording, without even seeing the phrasing, all she heard, and it's true. What did she hear? I know that she ugly. I know that she ugly. I
Ain't no
know
way to
that she
clean
ugly.
that up, partner.
Yeah, yeah. So no, it wasn't her. It was somebody that said we don't know how he did that because he could have quoted. But go ahead, Tracy. It's you.
This is a complicated one to me because, um, like everybody else, I've dealt with this specific comment the majority of my life. I've had magazines to compare myself with. I often found myself comparing myself to, you know, models, women who I see, women who I admire, etc., etc. And it's never good. It's never good because you're when you don't have self-esteem, you're always finding something in them that you don't have, and you wish that you had it. The only thing that I can say is, and yeah, I'm going to do a little Bible quote here, but here it goes, that she has to realize that she is beautifully and wonderfully made. And until that gets in her head, she's going to keep doing this over and over and over again. And it's a hard thing to do because society, every portion of society tells, especially women, men can get away with looking any old kind of way. They can do whatever they want to. Yes, they can.
What?
You get a man in some sweatpants and a non-matching shirt, and he can pick up any woman.
Be ugly and broke. Be ugly and broke as a man. Be ugly and broke as a man.
A woman has to have her hair done, wear makeup, be in shape.
She ain't gotta be in shape.
A woman has to wear makeup. She has to be.
And I don't like women who wear makeup. Now what?
Well, some men do.
But that's what I'm saying.
And that's a point.
That's my point.
Can I finish the thought here? Do I get to finish the thought?
Well, you weren't being fair. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, what I'm saying is that it's the pressure to be beautiful has always been put on women. They don't make concealers for men. They don't make lipstick for men. They make concealers for women. They make lipstick for women. They make mascara
sports cars for men. They make expensive suits for men.
But I'm talking about cosmetic. You can.
It's just a difference in what you're putting on. It's a difference on what you're putting on. But now I am true. It is true. A woman is what is it in the word where it's unbalanced, right? Judged by her beauty because it is linked to her vitality, which is linked to her youth. So a woman is constantly being judged by her youthfulness. So there's almost a penalty as she gets older. Whereas for a man, it is a general understanding that we get better with time. So we're allowed to grow old, distinguished, or whatever the hell the thing is, right? But as far as what each gender is looking for, the game is screwed both ways, right? There are a lot, these little weird incel creatures running around. These guys, most of them are hard to look at, or they are very socially awkward. They haven't found a way to get over that to get to the women that they think they want. So for them, they go through every day thinking they're not smart enough, cool enough, cute enough, rich enough, whatever it is inside of them. So my only point, Tracy, is I'm not saying it's fair and I'm not saying it's balanced. But to say that a man don't have to try to look good, that is not fair.
They don't have to try as hard as women. They do not have to
They don't have to try as hard as women to look good. But if we don't do that, then we have to try harder than women in many cases to be professionally or socially successful. So the weights are different.
Because women go out with undesirables. That's what I will call them. Undesirable men.
But here's the deal that we keep.
This is victimhood. I don't like that.
We keep degrading.
Everybody want to be a victim in this world.
Anybody on a certain day can get anybody.
That is a lie.
That is no.
Don't believe
it.
I've
pulled some women out of my league over the years. We talking about?
You can get anybody. What you said is, can you have a serious relationship with somebody looking a certain way? Yeah, that's certainly different. But it's the same equivalent as what I grew up with is any guy would date any girl because all they want is the sex.
Which is not true.
But it's always been put on hey, you know about her, hey, Lo, she got something between her legs, hey, and it's like, what? What are you saying?
Women have to try harder to get.
That's a fair statement.
Period.
That part is a fair statement. A woman has to try harder to look better in general, overall, than a man does. But men have a different struggle. We have to be that protector, provider thingy. So we're held by a different standard. That's all.
Why we gotta be a thingy?
Huh?
Why we gotta be a thingy?
Well, we do have a thingy.
To me, it's way easier to be a man than to be a woman.
Oh, it's easier to be a man than be a woman? Oh,
way
okay.
easier.
What?
Oh, okay. Way easier.
See, first of all, what you're doing right now, and I'm gonna call you on it, is you playing the victim game. All right.
No, I'm not. I'm just making a statement.
I'm gonna have the struggle Olympics here.
No, I'm just saying it's easier.
That's all easier in what way? Let's do this. Let's go. Let's explore.
Men in some cultures are expected.
No. Don't go to something. You just said men, period.
Okay,
So we gonna
men
water
are
it down, go for
expected
it.
to be the leaders of their home, make
Mhm.
all the decisions. They can marry as many women as they want to.
Where?
I said in some cultures, but you
We're
said don't
going
say
into
that.
the subculture part of this whole
Yeah,
story.
she's
Yeah.
gonna do it anyway. But I'm
Yeah,
just
I
saying,
got
you gonna
to.
make a generalization.
It's all
You just-
men,
you went-
but
you
we're
just
gonna
went
put
out to
some
Africa
cultures in there.
And we
It's
sit here in
okay.
America.
It's
out.
okay for a man to be married several times, and I mean several times. Let a woman be married more than twice. What's
She'll
wrong
be married
with
a
her?
third time. Now what? What you got?
It's easier to be a man than a woman. Period. Easier. It's
I mean, I
easier for
can't
y'all
say
to get a
it's
job.
hard.
It's easier for you to get work. It's easier.
It was easier. Okay.
So somehow
You try going out with your
first of
friends
all,
without $1 in your pocket as a dude and see how many drinks and free meals and supplemented care that you get. Let's see how that roll for you, fellas.
I'm
Fellas,
trying to
run out there and do
figure this
that.
out. I'm trying to figure this out. Men are supposed to be known as the leaders and the
Yep.
breadwinners.
And that's
the-
easy.
That's easy? What are you talking about? How is that easy?
Y'all make it seem easy.
But see, women make it seem easy as well. That's what I'm saying. Nobody has a fair shake here. Everybody is being mistreated, maligned, and got a jacked up situation. Everybody. Like now, granted, it is harder as far as navigating the social constructs of American or Eurocentric culture because
And
this
Parker's
thing
right.
that puts a woman secondary to a man, right? That does make it completely imbalanced if you're talking in certain respects. But if you're just gonna say overall is easier, no, it's not.
If you and me had the same job, you would get paid more than I would.
What's the job? What's the job? If we were both a nurse, I bet you get paid more than me. Especially if you're more qualified to do the job. In fact, you get hired faster.
Yeah,
I bet if you want to be a school teacher, they'll hire you before they hire
That's
me.
because there's more women school teachers.
But I'm just saying, I'm telling you the fallacy of your argument. Your argument is broken. You are trying to take a conceived notion and retrofit your facts to go into it. And I'm telling you that nobody has it gravy unless you got money. Now, money makes a lot of things more gravy-ish. You know, the rest of us are chewing on dry meat.
Yeah, you're kind of equal when everybody got money. And truthfully, because you could take the most unattractive man, but he got money.
Trump.
He's the most attractive
Look at
person.
Trump. He gets all the money, and y'all know he don't look good.
Let me finish. You could take the most unattractive female, but if she got money,
Name me an
you
example.
don't think she gonna get somebody?
An example. Name an unattractive woman that has money and gets all the men.
Well, if she wanted them, Oprah could probably get a few.
Oprah's not ugly.
I didn't say she's unattractive. I didn't say
She's not unattractive.
To me, she is.
To me, she always have been.
Is we talking about the same Oprah?
I only know one
How
Oprah.
many Oprahs you know, Tracy?
I don't know who y'all talking about, but I'm like, she not
I
unattractive.
never found her attractive. I never did.
I never found her attractive. I haven't. Now Whoopi Goldberg, I found her attractive, but I've never found Oprah attractive.
No, absolutely not. No, I've never found Whoopi attractive.
I did.
I found her in some movies she looked better than others, but
And Stedman's not exactly ugly either. So you got two decent looking people together. Because that's the only man who I know she's ever been with.
That was her choice.
Oh, and John Tesh. Forgot about John Tesh.
And she never got married to Stefan, and nobody said anything about it.
Well, they pick on them both a lot, but he recognized he was in a good situation, and they got their relationship, and it's worked for him, and that's all you can really ask for. But if you're trying to compare it on that level, that is not quite the same, and that's baked into what I was saying, Tracy. I mean, generally speaking, men are after youth, vitality, because in I don't know, the primitive mind, that is the perpetuation of the species, right? But then women on the other side are in the primitive mind, comfort, protection, safety, right? So men try to they peacock in a way, put on as much that we could put on to make it look like we can provide, we can do this, we try to get big, or we try to, whatever it is. But that's so we can feed that part. Women got the makeup and all this other stuff and them Spanx and the
No, they have
body
Spanx
wear.
for men now. Now that is equal.
That's because you got a lot of men who dress like women now. But I'm just saying, on a general scope,
they have. Wait a minute.
You do?
What?
You do?
Men who don't dress as women, as is insulted an entire community. Do wear Spanx.
No.
That's not what I said. You just twisted what I said, but it's close enough. I'm saying if you're wearing women's clothes, you're wearing women's clothes. But
Spanx is not for women. Spanx
Okay,
is for you got some love handles and you just want to look
no,
smooth.
No. See, now you're playing with me. See, Spanx when they came out was for women. As men started wanting to do some of the same contouring work, they expanded their line for women's clothes in the men's section, right? So that's Spanx. Okay, it's still a body girdle or a body shaper, as they say, right? Which is also kind of unhealthy for you, man or woman, because of what it does to your body.
No, them things are life. I don't know what you're talking about. Life.
I ain't gonna cut out my blood circulation and look away from you.
Because all that fat hanging out, no, it's a lifesaver.
But it's your fat. It's your fat.
Telling you what, it's a lifesaver. This
Tracy,
is testimony time. Lifesaver.
I have literally sat here with
Folks was blacking out wearing them things.
I have sat here for 2 years listening to you say, I am what I am, and you like me for who I am, and you take me for what I am.
I don't want to see all that fat stomach seeping out over my pants. I don't want to see it.
But that's fine. It's just a wardrobe choice. Whatever. I'm just... No, well, Parker, I never denied that. I never denied that. I was talking about social situations. I said overall, women certainly have it harder because men made all the dumbass rules that we follow. So
that part I agree with.
So it's tilted. Marriage up until like more of the American style of marriage is kind of shifted more into the women's portal after however long it took to get there. Right, it went into like the 1980s that marriage started shifting a little bit more towards the women's side. But for the most part, marriage is a very antiquated idea where we take an ownership of somebody else's daughter, and they used to actually have to do bribe money to get her. It was all that weird mess.
And she had more than one husband, but there you go, that. Huh? Or no, he had more than one wife. I said she had more than one.
What is your obsession with this polygamy?
Okay,
I'm in America, Tracy.
I said back in the day, I was agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
No, you were not.
But I'm still gonna say Spanx is a lifesaver. Y'all just don't know.
Well, you ever hug somebody and like you didn't hug the bulletproof vest? Man, that's just the most.
It keeps the fat in the right place because I don't want to see it.
I mean, that's cool. When you get dressed, you supposedly get dressed for yourself. And even though the reality is you don't, you get dressed for everybody else. But that's cool. I'm just telling you, back in the day, now I hope Spanx have come a long way from when I was out there. But when they came out when I was younger, boy, you give somebody, it's like you done hugged a police officer. All this extra hard fabric going on.
If they are not that, no.
I'm like, I'm sorry, sir.
It's like you're wearing an undershirt, really. It's a little tight, but it's not.
Okay, let's move on because this went way further than I ever wanted this story to go. Like every other freaking story I've ever put on this show.
Well, that's what
so we got another one of those. It's a two-parter, but none of y'all gonna see what the second part coming.
I'm a mother to a 20-year-old daughter. She's a junior in college and attends school in the same city that we live in. My daughter and two of her friends live in a condominium that I own. Her friends pay below market rent while my daughter pays nothing. I inherited the condo from my parents, and it was their intent that I would pass ownership of the condo to my daughter when she was mature enough to own her own place. My daughter, husband, and I all agree that she'll take over ownership of the condo once she's out of school and financially independent. Earlier this week, my daughter mentioned that she had run out of some household supplies and she would have to set aside some time to go shopping before the end of the week. My daughter's schedule has been especially rough lately because she picked up extra shifts at her part-time job due to short staffing. Wanting to be helpful, I offered to pick up the supplies for her and drop them off at her place. She accepted. The next day, I picked up the supplies and took them to the condo. I knew my daughter was in class at that time, so I knocked, and when no one answered, I let myself in. The front door opens into the living room. When I entered, I found one of my daughter's roommates being intimate with a man on the living room couch. I was obviously mortified, so I left the supplies at the door and left right away. I didn't say anything to my daughter about what happened because I didn't want to put her in an uncomfortable position, but I did let her know that I dropped off the supplies. On Friday, I got an angry email from the roommate's parents. I'm not sure exactly what they were told, but their email lambasted me for invading their daughter's privacy. They said that what I did was wrong because I'm their daughter's landlord and I entered the condo without giving 24 hours notice. They're threatening to take legal action if I do it again. I'm vaguely familiar with this requirement, but I didn't think that it was applicable here. Was I the butthole in this situation? I feel bad about what happened, but I also don't feel like I was out of line.
She was acting in the capacity of a parent, not in the capacity of a landlord. No lawyer would ever take this up. No judge would even entertain it.
I'm going to go to my question. What's wrong with people? What is wrong with people? What? Your daughter out here doing whatever. That's her business.
She a grown person.
She a grown person.
That was not the daughter. That was one of the
that was the daughter's roommate. How the mother of the daughter, not the daughter who owns the condo, but the roommate, gonna email them talking about she gonna take, girl, bye, sit down. Invade what privacy? You're a roommate. You don't own the condo. The mother owns the condo and the daughter's gonna take it over one day, not the roommate.
They pay rent.
I'm sorry. I thought you was gonna go somewhere, Tracy, but you didn't.
They pay fair below market rate.
Doesn't matter. They pay rent.
But they're not
out of line.
They pay rent for what? A room?
No, for the residents.
Okay, but I'm gonna need you to go do what you was doing in your room.
No, you don't get to say that.
No, you can't say that.
Why I don't get to say that?
That's
So
between
everybody
me
can walk in
and
the
my
living room and
roommates.
see this?
This is between me and my roommates.
Yeah.
Mr. Shower Man.
Okay, speaking of that, cool. This is between all the roommates. Cool. Let's go to the second part.
I called and texted my daughter to discuss the situation. She can't speak to me right now because her roommates are fighting and she's mediating, but she's aware of the situation and sent me a quick explanation. My daughter had notified all the roommates that I was coming over, but roommate 1 apparently forgot. The man she was with was the second roommate's boyfriend. She freaked out and contacted her parents because she was scared that I would spill the beans. I still don't know exactly what she told her parents, but I assumed that it wasn't the full story. I had never met roommate number 2's boyfriend, so I didn't know that it was him. Roommate 1 and roommate 2 are fighting now, and needless to say, roommate 1 will be moving out.
What is this, Three's Company? Stop this. This is Three's Company. This is literally Three's Company.
That's cool. You know, the one that was sleeping with a supposed friend, or at least a roommate's boyfriend, is moving out. And the other roommate who was being cheated on is going to be a little upset, a little brokenhearted for a minute. And they were paying below market rate anyway, so they ain't losing nothing financially. I don't see no problem here.
It's her emailing the parent, emailing the mother, talking about they gonna
because
you don't know what they told her. You don't know what they told her parents.
I don't care. I'd be like, look, girl, that's her condo. She was acting as the parent, not the land. Ain't nobody giving you no 24-hour no. Sit down.
Landlord, you better.
But she wasn't acting as the landlord.
I understand, but the parents who wrote the email don't have all the information. So the person who walked in, the landlord lady, didn't even tell her own daughter. So she don't have no information. So everybody is operating off of I don't know what you want to call it.
Misunderstandings. Three's
But
company.
that's the deal. But that's the deal was that the daughter is saying that everybody did know that the mom
because
was
the
gonna
mother,
die,
she
and
told
she forgot. So she
Yeah.
decided to do
the deed. Yep.
yeah, thank you. The deed in the living room in full view of whoever decided they're gonna walk up in there.
Guess my 20s was different than everybody else's.
That's my take. You just decided that you're gonna do what you want to do in full view of whoever decides that they're gonna walk through
What
that
if the
front door
other
with
girl
you.
had walked in? Then there'd have been a fight.
That probably would have.
Yeah, that probably would have been a fight. Yeah, I guarantee you there was gonna be a fight. Yeah. I don't even know what they're fighting about now. It was like
the man, her cheating with her boyfriend.
Yeah, the two roommates are fighting over the boyfriend situation, and really the mother/landlord thing isn't even a real issue. It's like
not anymore.
It's like whatever.
Mom, she walked in on me, and I was with my boyfriend. No, you with her boyfriend.
Wow. All right, moving on. Oh, by the way, lady, you're not in trouble at all. I don't know what. I honestly have no idea what exactly you could have told your parents to get them to write that letter. That's legally not true at all. But even if they was on the concept of protecting their daughter, okay, they specifically they going out of their way to protect it. I want to know, what did you tell them? I'm just
It
curious.
had to be some BS. Had to be.
But it had to be some real good BS though, Tracy, because I'm just trying to figure out how I need 24 hours.
Yeah, I just want to know, is the mother who sent the email named Karen? That's pretty much all I want to know. Is her name Karen?
I don't think that was a Karen move. I think that was a protective parent move.
Big fat lie, and they was protecting their daughter. But I'm just thinking, because I honestly don't think she even said we was in the living room and she walked in and disturbed us and everything. I don't think she told. No, she told a good one. But anyway, let's move on to something that's just cringy.
Welcome to r/malicious compliance, where OP gets a bigoted professor fired. Our next Reddit post is from Kai Space Panda. So, when I was a freshman in college, I registered for a basic English 102 course that doubled as a humanities credit. I thought, great, 2 birds with 1 stone, despite the rate my professor for the class being abysmal at best. A few things to note. I have ADHD and dyslexia, so I have a hard time reading most times, but especially handwritten stuff. Even my own handwriting. It's also important to note that I had an American with Disabilities Act allowance on file. These permissions included use of my tablet during class to write notes and about an hour longer on tests. Well, on my first day of class, the professor strolls in with the arrogance and snobitude of someone who thinks they're getting tenure this year. He starts going over the syllabus and says, "There will be no phones, laptops, or technology of any kind in my class. You will write all your notes by hand." Which is not going to work for me, so I raise my hand and ask him if I can talk to him privately about the rule. That went over about as well as a lead balloon, and he starts getting snippy and says, "Anything you need to talk to me about can be found in the syllabus." But again, I said that I had to talk to him and that it was pretty important. Finally, he just says, "Say it to the whole class. I don't have time to deal with whining of any kind." Like, okay, dude. I say that I'm dyslexic and I need my tablet to take notes and read the assignments. And that my ADA permissions are on file and emailed to all the professors before class. He says, "Yeah, I saw that email, but I don't care. You can do the work just like everyone else. You're not special, even if you were in special ed." Oh no, what have you done, dude? The class goes deadly quiet at that. I'm absolutely shocked at his bold and completely hilarious lack of awareness and care for his job. I'm staring at him open-mouthed, and he thinks that he's won. He's got this smug little face like I've just been told there are no other options, nor is there any way that he'll regret this behavior. One of the girls in class finally finds her voice and calls him out on his ableism and lack of decorum. But he cuts her off saying, "If you don't like my rules, you can drop the class." So she says, "Okay," and pulled out her laptop and dropped the class right in front of him. And taking the cue from her, 3 other students and I do the exact same thing and we leave the class together. I've never met this girl before, but she then asked me if I want to go to the dean because honestly, I'm really shaken. So I said yeah, and we go straight there, telling the dean of students what happened as well as the ADA counselor. They took the girl's statement in mind and discovered that this professor has pulled this stunt for years, but nobody wanted to get involved. 6 months later, I hear that not only did the professor not get tenure, but he was also fired and blacklisted from teaching at the collegiate level.
Don't. Dude, even if you felt that way, sometimes you need to learn that you can't say everything that you think. I learned that the hard way growing up. You can't say what you think. You just don't. Because I used to be that person that I'm gonna say what I got to say. Well, it's the truth, and blah, blah, blah. It don't work out. It's not gonna work out for you. It never have. I'm glad you got fired. I'm glad that you can't teach at a collegiate level ever again. I'm glad you got what you deserved. I'm done. I'm done.
I ain't got nothing. I mean, the story was very clear from beginning to end. So, yeah, you get bravo.
Yep. He can't even teach doggy day.
Got rid of an ableist a-hole. Way to go.
Okay. Well, guess we'll be ending up 10 minutes early then for the first half. I tried to stretch this out. Let's see what everybody else says out there. Like that teacher need to be fired on the spot right there. Yeah.
No, unfortunately, they have to do an investigation.
Yeah, they always
jerk
do
his
the investigation. Shout out to
I mean, you wouldn't want somebody to be able to fire you just off of an allegation.
Yeah, just up and fire you. That's
yeah.
They said
otherwise you have no tough professors anywhere. Every professor would be handing out A's and B's. So,
but they said that they knew that this was happening for years,
and they ignored it. They said nobody.
Well, it wasn't that it was ignored.
Nobody reported it.
Yeah, if nobody will stand up and actually pursue it,
you can't do anything.
You can't. There's nothing you can much do except make a note. You know.
And Parker, they did say that in the show. They did say that in the show. Shout out to that girl that did stand up for him. Like that was really cool of her. Like
yes,
like that was really cool.
I wish that happened. I mean, not the ableist part, but people standing up for what's right.
Exactly.
People do far more often than you think.
Yeah.
Especially this younger generation. I have a lot of as jacked up as Gen Z or whatever generation we're on now is. There's a lot of amazing stuff coming out of them too. So every generation, the pride of any culture, civilization, or nation is its youth, and every youthful generation shows so much potential. So yeah, nowadays you might get away with saying something racist faster than you can get away with saying something ableist, like because racism is treated like it's something from the past, so people don't quite, but get out there and say something, sideways about the LGBTQ community, the those persons with disabilities community. You got there and say something crazy. All right, we'll see about you.
Yep. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down for the first hour, cause we all we all lack energy right now.
I have energy.
I ain't got nothing. I'm serious. I have nothing.
We can
I'm
end
literally,
early.
I'm literally right now running on fumes. So I'm not even going to try to sit here and try to come up with 8 more minutes of material. I'm just going to go to the second hour. So we are going to reboot and refresh. And please, if you haven't hit that like button, please do so right here and right now. It doesn't cost you a thing. And we'll see you on the second hour with Real or Not. And remember, there are two of them. Am I the a-hole since I was outvoted? And of course, Foxy's videos of the week. And before I even go, I'm going to say this statement. I want everybody to remember it because it's really important when we get to Foxy's videos of the week. And this is the statement. Absolutely, you're supporting our terrorist caught who is Price country forced us to be their slave idiot.
This is
We
one of
not
them
gonna
weird
remember
people who made a
it.
comment on your video.
No, you'll see it. Stay tuned for second half of Saturday Night Vibe.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, finally, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally, finally, I wanna be free, finally, finally, I always stay dreaming, never imagine I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, finally, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally, finally, I wanna be free, finally, finally, finally. Higher to a bird, you, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally.
We are back for the second hour. And as always, let's go ahead and pay them bills before we even get started. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/a better Tracy media page. Help support Tracy in all her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/complex mind. Help Theus in his support and all his endeavors. And please do not forget, because he's actually putting out videos more and more each day. I am so proud of my brother. So please go take a look at his latest video that he dropped today. Please do not forget to support me at patreon.com/radical truth to power, exactly the way it's spelled, capital R, capital T, capital T, capital P. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, BoreliaEtc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you needed to know, but you do. And as always, if you want to drop me a Mafia video of the week, in which we do, by the way, have a Mafia video of the week today, you can send that at radtp@outlook.com. That's radtp@outlook.com. So, again, we do have a Mafia video of the week. It is from Tracy, and I can already tell you, no, I am not going to play that Herschel Walker because it was stupid, and I'm sick of seeing that dude in any kind of way, shape, form, or ability.
I didn't send you a Herschel Walker video.
Yes, you did.
No, I put that in Messenger, didn't I?
It don't matter. You send the seven Christmas, whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not playing it.
He almost became our senator.
Yep,
Yeah.
Georgia, y'all played with my whole.
Hey, now Indiana, don't be talking about us.
Hey, we may have bad senators, but at least they can put sentences together.
Yeah, you got me there.
You got a point there. Real or nah? So in case that you are new to the show, Real or Not is pretty much based off the idea of some of these stories we try to figure out, is this a real show? And I have to add a little rule into this because I'll always look at the last, the past videos. When I say real or not, I don't mean it's possible, but okay, a possibility does not make the video real. Any video, to some extent, could be possible. Is it more than not that is fake? Is it more than not that is real? I didn't want to put that out there, that I don't want people to start making these videos. It's real because it's possible. No, it's not how this works. Is it more likely than not? We're going to treat this as something lawsuit. Criminal, what's below criminal if they found innocent?
Misdemeanor? Civil?
Civil, yeah. We'll treat this as civil court. More likely than not that this did or did not happen. So just putting it out there. Like I said before, there's two of them. I'm going to go back to my way of saying that I'm not going to tell you my thoughts until after the video.
I honestly don't know what to do. We ended up leaving a...
Oh, sorry. Anna is one of those videos with moving things. So, yeah, sorry.
I honestly don't know what to do. We ended up leaving a very toxic living situation. We were roommates with another couple, but ended up having to leave in a hurry. We are currently staying with another friend, but the problem at hand is that my husband is the only one allowed in the apartment. Apparently, the place is too small for the both of us to be in there at the same time. So basically, I've been in the car almost 24 hours a day for the last few days. I'm also disabled and I can't really walk very well. I told him tonight that I wanted to go to the hospital to check myself into getting back on some meds because I'm supposed to be taking them for anxiety. He's working a lot and he works a regular job and he also does DoorDash. He can't understand why I think it's bizarre that I'm not allowed in the apartment despite his friends knowing that we are married. It just doesn't sit right with me, and I told him I'm tired of sitting in the car almost 24 hours a day. I haven't had a shower since Friday and it's Monday night. I'm being forced to use the bathroom in a container minor because I cannot drive the car due to my disability. That's how weird and awkward things have finally gotten. It's honestly making me want to take a break from our relationship. I understand that he's worried about me going into the hospital. However, I'm trying to make him understand that this is something I need to do. I'm tired of basically having zero human contact, except for basically only him. I'm not really sure what to do here, but I'm starting to grow resentful and anxious. I think I'm getting depressed as well. I just can't seem to get him to understand how I'm feeling, and I honestly don't know what to do.
Nah.
That's it.
Nah.
Hell nah.
That's a little better. That's a little more like you. Anna?
Hell to the no.
Tracy?
I actually believe this. I actually believe this. Not because
it's
it's
a guy who's doing it.
No,
who's being
I
adult-
actually
adult.
believe this.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I think it was the part where, and I'm assuming the person that lived in the car is female, that she was told there wasn't enough room in the apartment for her and her husband and the spouse and the person that owns the apartment. There's just something about it that tells me, yep, this is real. One, because I've kind of experienced it myself. And it was just about the same circumstances, except for I didn't have a partner at the time. So, yep, I believe this one.
I'm still at no.
Okay, so we got nah. We got hell to the nah. And I'm going to be the last one to go to the nah.
Not that I don't believe situations like this don't happen, but this particular story just did not.
But y'all all pessimists. I believe this one. I absolutely believe it. Absolutely positive.
All right, let's take a look at this here. All right, so
I knew that
was because the bull ate some stuff that didn't agree with it. So you said y'all had to move out of your current apartment.
Oh, hey Tanya. Sorry if I can get it back up.
A jerk. Hello. We didn't say the husband was good. She's just telling the situation.
Yeah, but see, the scenario here will require the husband to be sociopathically evil, which is possible, and the friends to be just as evil. There's some layers here that would have to be outside the realm of likelihood.
I mean, should she leave him? Absolutely. But I still believe it.
And I'm beginning to question our relationship. Now, assuming all the rest of it was true. Oh, ma'am.
Here's the deal. This is what made me not believe this story. I want to go to the hospital, but I know that he's afraid of me going to the hospital.
Because they're broke.
Yeah, they don't have health insurance. Medicare for all, everybody.
I don't give a damn. It's better than being in the car.
Tell that to somebody who has got nothing but bills on top of bills on top of bills.
And has to live in their car. It's not.
Yes. It's not that simple.
I've been broke the majority
that part just ain't that simple. And then you disabled as well.
My life, and I tell the hospital the same thing I've been telling the hospital when I was broke. And you're gonna get what?
That's
Because the only thing you
easier
gonna
to
touch is my
say.
credit, and my credit sucks anyway. So,
But
You're
Marlon,
proud of this?
no, I'm
but
not
Marlon,
proud of it, but I can't give you what I don't
yeah, I can't give you what
have.
I ain't got, and the hospital has to take you. But that's also the problem. See, like now we're going into hypothetical land, right? But these are real. This is a reality of what could occur. You ain't got no insurance. You've been there multiple times. You need specialized medication and care.
Yeah.
So you go and get it. You go to the hospital. They're gonna ask you a bunch of questions, and the counselor's gonna come out and talk to you as well because you're gonna be declaring that you're destitute. As they're sitting there having this conversation with you to prove just how broken, how bad your situation is, they come to find out that you're living in a car.
Mhm.
Okay, so you have serious physical or mental conditions, and you're living in your car. So now, man, we're gonna have to admit you. So now you get admitted into the hospital, you become a ward of the state, and your husband is no longer able to be around you because he is classified as being a threat to you. So now, not only are you in the hospital,
What?
can't pay your bills, you've lost every last string of self-respect and autonomy that you had left. This is real, bruh.
Okay, and then, now let me
But
ask
most
you this. Let me
hospitals
ask you
have,
this
wait a
question.
minute, can I talk about a situation that actually happened to me? When
Okay.
I was unhoused, I would say homeless, but now we say unhoused. And I went to the hospital.
Who says unhoused?
I don't understand that one.
I say
A
homeless.
lot of people are
Say,
changing their
yeah, they're
language.
They've
changing
cleaned
to
up the language all over the place to the
unhoused.
point it don't even
But,
make
Y'all,
sense
yeah,
we
no
don't
more.
want to get on a different subject. Go
yeah.
ahead, Tracy.
But when I went to the ER, what, 3 times? That third time, they were like, where do you live? I was like, well, in my car. Not only did they find me a place to stay, they helped me to get like my resume together so I could get a job. They helped me to get public assistance so that I could like eat and insulin so I could take because I was not taking, yeah, a type 1 diabetic, not taking insulin, not a good thing. But all of that, most hospitals have something like that set up. And how effective my hospital was as opposed to some
Was
other
it a
hospital I don't
Franciscan?
know. I'm sorry?
Was it a Franciscan hospital in one of
No,
those?
it was an IU Health hospital.
And as I stated, the counselor's gonna come out, which is pretty much what you just kind of described, right? Now you do that when you got a husband.
Yeah, I
See
did
how
have when
understanding they are.
yeah, I
when,
did not have a partner.
when
It was
it's
just
doing y'all.
And this is my question to Thea.
You still would have got the help, but oh boy,
Compared to what she's going through right now, if we're to believe the
anything's
story.
better than sleeping in your car.
Yeah,
I'll
thank
put it
you.
there.
Thank you. I heard what
I'll
you
say
said,
that
Thea. I heard all the stuff that you
everything.
said, the admission and everything else, and all the other stuff. But I'm sorry, you're in pain. You're living in your car. And oh,
yes.
by the way, the car is parked outside of an apartment complex that your husband sleeps in, but you can't even take a shower. You don't even have any medicine.
No, I'm
And,
with
oh
you.
my God, I gotta think about, gee, I'm got
I'm
worried
with you.
about bills and what they gonna do. Man, please.
Yeah, but since we sitting here and we playing in this
Desperate times
weird
call
ass
for what?
hypothetical,
Desperate measures.
no, what I'm saying, since we sitting here playing in this weird ass hypothetical, then
You
we got to
started
make it real, right? We got to make it real, right? So, what type of person, what emotional or mental state must a person be in to be able to sit in the car while their spouse is in the house? That person has already been broken. So you can't sit here and do logical math at this person. This person is an abused person. Okay.
Nobody's
So
disagreeing with
they
it.
don't
logical
think
enough to
I'm talking
write
about
on Reddit.
what Marlon said makes perfect sense for someone who is recently down on their luck, recently moved into their own car, recently this or recently that. But when you are an abused person and you have learned to adapt to your jacked up situation, there's new math that comes in play. And that's all I was saying. Is like, yes, what you saying, Marlon, makes perfect sense. I'm 100%
I know what
with
you're
you.
saying. Once
But
you're down on your luck, you're not thinking logically anymore.
I'm not even saying just down on your luck. This person is abused. Okay? This
He's abused.
person is abused. That's a whole different.
I mean, again,
thing.
we have to think, we're thinking this as being real. I still don't think it's real, but we have to think it's real. It is one thing that you're married and you're living in your car and your husband is somewhere else. That's messed up. Man, you're living in your car that's parked in front of the apartment that your husband is now currently in.
For days.
For days on end. You
Just
don't know
leave
when
it.
the shower is 20, 30 feet away from you. And you still have to wait days to go take a shower. The bathroom is 20, 30 feet away from you.
But if you do not have the physical capabilities to address the mobility problem, 10 feet might as well be 100. It's kind of like when you dead broke and they talking about, I'm going to take your house if you don't pay me $500 and you ain't got no friends, no support, no nothing, nowhere. 500 might as well be 50,000 because you don't know where to get it from. So it's like, you know, I think the whole story is phooey, but if we take it as real, then I think that it gets way more complicated real quick.
Well, yeah, it's real. I personally believe it.
Okay. But you believed it because you lived it.
And you don't have a very high estimation of men.
And by the way, yeah, because you're believing the part about living in the car, but you're
always a villain.
Are you believing the part about the man living in an apartment while you living in the car?
I didn't even take that part into consideration.
To me, that was a big part.
Yeah, I was just thinking her living in the car. She couldn't take a bath because
the fact that people live in their car. Remember, we did a story about the California University of California.
Yeah, they were sleeping outside the college campus.
Yeah, they had to start making
or Amazon workers that sleep outside their warehouse because they can't afford anything.
Yes, that's one of the things. Remember when I was telling you guys? I'm sorry, side thing. Remember I was saying one of the things I want to move into is being able to help with rental assistance. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who are, I still call people homeless because you are without a home. That they are living in their car or they having to balance between, okay, so this week we'll live in our car and then next week we'll be able to afford to spend 3 days in an equivalency hotel and they having a cycle back and forth all the while going to work, right? You imagine, I mean, a week in an efficiency hotel could be what, about $100 to $200?
Those are cheap ones. We talking safe or unsafe? Because
ain't none of them. I mean, ideal, but
it's about as safe as you gonna make it. But go ahead.
But I'm saying, whatever it is, it's probably closer to 250. You're right.
Yeah, I was gonna say 250, 275.
So if you could just put the money together, like say you could come up with $1,000, right? That's 4 people's rent for the week. You could go ahead and give somebody the breathing room, and you don't know that 1 week of breathing room, it costs us $250. If there's 5 of us and we put in $50, we hit $250 and we just miss lunch for 2 days. Okay, but you give somebody a whole week of breathing room in one of these places, that's a difference between them having their down payment for their apartment.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So people like these efficiency or whatever these things are, they serve a purpose, okay? Because I'd rather you be there than nowhere. But it's also a trap.
Absolutely.
Because you paying more than you would be paying in rent.
Yep.
But
so you can never catch up to get the down payment to get in the apartment.
There's a problem with that, though. Here is what the problem is. Most rental properties, they want a deposit. Mm-hmm. They want the first month's rent. They want the second month's rent. All in one payment. Yes. That is a problem.
Yep.
It is. But I'm not trying to, I mean, I would love to solve homelessness. I don't, but I'm saying you give somebody some breathing room. I don't remember who it was who said it, but it's very, very true. The most expensive and painful thing to be in America is broke.
You can say that again.
Because it's the mental load.
Yep.
Right? People oftentimes underestimate the mental load that comes with being broke. Right? every day. Like some people are like, well, you should save a little bit of money. You know, if you didn't buy those $200 shoes, you could start an LLC. And I'm trying to figure out how I can get enough money
to get
to
groceries.
get an order of fries, because that's probably going to be my only meal for the day. But at least it's something that I can put in my stomach. And you telling me that I got the wrong shoes on, right? So I'm like, people got to step back and look at each other as human beings and be like, yo, how can we at least alleviate some of the mental load? Because I mean, not only am I talking about the mental load of trying to figure out the money, it's the mental load of who am I as a person? You know, what did I do that was so bad to put me here? Or yeah, I made mistakes, but am I going to be punished for it for the rest of my life?
Exactly.
Is this
That's
all
what
life
we
is?
do all the time.
That's exactly what we do.
Americans, we are,
We
especially
do that.
Americans, we do it all the time. We do it
But
with
do that
excess.
homeless. How long before you end up becoming part of your environment? Like we all like to think high-minded, but put somebody in a jacked up situation long enough.
Yeah, they're
gonna fight their way out, or they're gonna fall apart in it.
Yep. And like I said, my situation was totally different. I had at least enough sense to say, hey, I need help, and I don't know how to do this, and I don't know how to do this, and I don't know how to do this. And it just happened to be there. But there's a whole community and communities. The single mother who can't afford her rent, or she's kicked out because she and multiple families are living in one house. We really have to look at housing costs in this country. It's just out of hand, and it's a problem nobody talks about. But that's my sidebar. Didn't mean to get all serious, but is
I'm
a
100%
problem.
with you, Tracy.
100%. I'm with you. 100%.
And some of the fixes are so easy.
They really are.
Like you wouldn't fix all of it, and I think that's one of the problems that we always face, especially in America, because we don't really want to fix anything.
Theus, let me say this real quick, and I promise I'll let you continue.
Good.
I hate that argument. I really not throwing it to you, Theus. I've heard it before. We can't fix everything. Damn it, fix one.
Try.
Just fix one. Dude, just fix.
Make an effort.
One.
But that's my point.
This country has the mentality that we have issues, so we need to fix all the issues all at one time. And when we can't fix all the issues all at one time, then we decide we're not going to fix nothing.
Because what we really want is to fix nothing.
Yeah, we don't want to.
We don't want to be inconvenienced.
Right.
Right. So we hide behind that.
We could simply we could eradicate homelessness if we felt like it. We just don't feel like it.
Like if you do the math that says we could do that, just like if you do the math that says we can eliminate hunger, right? Because we throw away more food than
we eat.
Necessary, right? But by the math written on paper, doing your calculations, all that's true. But once you factor in the heart of man, can't do it. That's just like all of your social structures that we have. It's hilarious when you just kind of look at it in a way. Democracy is perfect on paper. Socialism is perfect on paper. Dictatorships are perfect on paper. Monarchies are perfect on paper. It's all perfect on paper.
Yeah, but
put people in it.
Yep, that's when you get messed up. But
goes off.
I mean, we have literally, and I don't know about y'all cities, but we have empty malls, like literally malls.
Yes.
It's
you can't tell me that you can't fix that mall up and put homeless people in. You don't just really tell me that.
It's in every city, every state, every community who has a building that if you literally will just decide that you want to eliminate homelessness instead of the homeless, then we could fix this problem. Instead,
if it ain't profitable, it ain't worth it.
Let's go after the people instead of the issue because it's easier to run people out of their safe environment that they probably took so many times to try to even find a safe environment.
I mean, look at what Los Angeles is doing. They're literally moving the unhoused from one tenant one tent village to another. Is that really solving the problem, or you just move? I mean, we have a panhandle.
It's not about solving the problem, because see, to solve the problem would take a lot more. Like once you start to touch something, your hands get dirty, it gets sticky, right? You start, it's not that simple. So if we want to say, well, we're gonna attack homelessness across the country. Okay, well, you know what you're gonna have to do to really address homelessness across the country? You're gonna have to work out our whole system of how we do rents. We're gonna have to work out the whole banking system. We're gonna have to work out the whole healthcare system. We're gonna have to work out the whole mental health system. We're gonna have to work out the tax system. We're gonna work out the court system. Like all these things have to get fixed to truly eradicate something. But my thing is, the government, even if you can't fix it all, and you see the problem is you got this whole thing where people feel like they can decide who deserves to be helped. That's a huge issue, real big roadblock.
Oh yeah.
But you just look at, like Tracy, you said about like the malls and things like that. I'll take it even a step lower than that. Because see, the malls will require a lot of retrofit. And I have a plan for that. You probably heard in some of my videos. But bring it down another level. We can go and get these hotels and motels that are completely outdated and nobody wants to stay in. So they just turn into like drug dens and scary places. You could turn those into temporary housing. You could turn around and take like those old strip motels that are usually tucked off away in the corner, and you can make those into temporary housing.
Or empty houses for permanent houses.
You could, permanent. I would say temporary, just because the amenities ain't gonna quite be where you want somebody to be for a long period of time. But you can do these things to get people who want to be out of the elements into somewhere where they can. There's a lot that comes with feeling like, even if you ain't got nothing but a little room that's yours, just one look, the fact that it's yours, that when you close the door, you are safe from the outside world. That's huge. So I mean, we could do it, but if it's not profitable, ain't nobody trying to do it.
Which is complaining about panhandlers. Hey, they got more money than me.
And living in, we were making some tiny houses and fitting in a lot of people into smaller lots, and it was helping a lot of people. And unfortunately, some of our state senators just came in and found backdoor ways of shutting down the entire program. And it was something that was working brilliantly.
I feel you. And here's the other thing about the tiny houses. All right, so first of all, the moment they made it into a TV show, it was doomed. Okay. But
thank you. I mean, oh my goodness, I thought I was the only person that thought that.
You got people living in garden sheds calling it a house. Okay, but look, it was a decent idea, but it's actually solving the problem in a reverse, in a backwards way. What is it about someone being homeless or without a house or unhoused, whatever your term is? What is it about that makes you think that they deserve to live in a tiny house? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but some of them people wanted to live in tiny houses.
They want to live somewhere.
No, I mean the people on the show, tiny houses. I
know. I'm saying that's like two different things though, because people who live in these tiny houses are spending like $50,000-$60,000 to live in a garden shed. Okay, so that's like a different. That's a different tier, right?
That's some psychos,
but like here in Atlanta, they had this little community where like we're gonna make tiny houses. Them damn things cost as much as a house,
a regular size house.
So it's like that's why like I look at it, and maybe I'm part of the problem. I look at it and I'm like, wait a minute, you want to help the homeless, so you put them in tiny houses. Like, I want you to have a house, but not too much. I want you to live better, but not too much better. Yeah. Like,
I'm trying to get over the fact
A
that people are
transitional
spending.
house. You're not supposed to be put into that and then that's yours forever.
Yeah, it's
well, that's
temporary.
fine. And like I said, I'm all for transitional housing because I just made a point for it. So I'm with you, Anna. But I'm like, then they made it a dang on middle class soccer mom TV show. You
Yeah.
done now. Oh, we
Yep.
over.
Because now they're too expensive for
Yeah, now
even.
they she sheds. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
hey, Tracy, not to say out. I just don't understand. You can do whatever you want to do with your money. Cool. I've always said that. It's your money. You can do whatever you want to say.
I don't
If
believe
you
that.
want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to live in the kitchen, that's your money. You do what you want to do. But I'm just gonna look at you funny. I'm just saying that you're spending thousands of dollars, like what Thea said. You want to stay in the she shed. Feel free. Just understand that you ain't cool, you ain't hip, you look like an idiot.
Well, I mean, you
And the
don't look
only
like an
people who not
idiot, but
saying
it's
that you
like,
look like it, no, because the deal is this. I'm not even sitting here saying, because I also think, by the way, the other side of the idiot is two people who live in 10,000 square feet house with two sides of the house, the west wing and the north wing and the south wing and all. Okay, folks, you okay? Never mind. Sorry, my small little rant. But the deal is, but do you see my point of you just keep going from one side of the extreme
To the other.
to the other side of the extreme, like two people living in a 10,000 square foot home, or you're living in the bathroom. Like, can we get back to a house that's comfortable for the people that's in the house?
so it'd be nice. It'd be nice, but like,
It's
I
too
don't know,
many.
man. It's really a matter of I can't stand because I understand it. I really do understand it. I just can't stand the fact that people do not feel that we are tied to anyone else. Like literally, we wander through life as though it's all about what decisions I make and what I want to do and what I'm able to do and what I'm able to afford without ever thinking about how we're literally all tied together here. Right? If I like you can't build a wall high enough. You can't hire enough guards to keep the poor away from you forever. You you can't spoil and dote on your child so much to the direct detriment of his or her own classmates and think it's going to work out well because your child is going to fall in love or date or whatever, and guess what pool of people he or she has to pull from. So it's like we're all tied together, and it's just sickening that as a Black American who has probably the second greatest reason to despise this country, I still say we should help take care of everybody. You know what I mean?
I mean, we should all hold hands and sing that. I mean,
I'm
we
not
know
saying
that.
that. I'm not saying that kumbaya stuff
You
because
ain't even got to do the kumbaya.
God created a mess. God did it on purpose. This is his little ant farm, and he's having a good time watching it. But my point is, he didn't tell the ants that you had to fight each other. He said, "Hey, ants, what you can do is work together to take care of this thing that you live on. We are choosing."
But the problem is, we got too many Joe Mansions in the world.
It
If
ain't
I
Joe
see,
Manchin's fault.
no, I'm saying to Joe Manchin types and
I'm not. I'm not.
follow,
I'm gonna be
follow.
honest with you, Tracy. I'm not blaming not one freaking
No, wait a
politician.
minute.
We've
I'm
been
talking
doing
about
this
a
way too
type.
long.
She's talking about
Wait
the
a minute.
mentality,
I'm
bro.
talking about the mentality of
Oh,
if we help, if I help, if a homeless person gets a house, all they did was sit on their behinds. They eat cookies. They're fat. They don't do anything. They're just taking government money when that money could be mine, or that money could be going to our military, or that money could be going somewhere else. They're just buying guns and having babies and
they don't
seeping.
care about you buying guns.
Well, they
That's all.
view and I watched a documentary here recently about like wealth and all that garbage that we have here in America. And firstly, I think that it's wrong to demonize wealth for the basis of just being wealthy. I don't think that that's right. Wealth is just a tool. So I'm looking at you for how you're using that tool, right? And unfortunately, a lot of the wealthy people, they get to that point where they actually think they did it all by themselves. And they start saying stuff like, I am a creator. I am a thinker. I am a doer. And I'm like, bro, for real, nothing you have could work if somebody else didn't do it.
Didn't do it for you.
You know what I'm saying? So
I can go one step further. There's the people who sit there. I bankrupt 3 times. My business was bankrupt twice, and now I'm a millionaire. Why? Because I didn't quit. Bruh, I'm gonna let you know something right now.
Statement.
You had enough freaking money that you could bankrupt 6 times and bankrupt your business twice, and you can still be successful. Please stop that BS.
Some people bankrupt
There is no individual on the face of God's green planet that's going to sit there and go, I bankrupt my business twice.
But Marlon, there's some people that have been bankrupt 6 times, and unfortunately, they became president of the United States.
Well, he himself never actually went bankrupt. It was all his businesses.
But he was cool.
It is. I agree with y'all. But it's just kind of like no one. And this is from my hero Stokely Carmichael. It's like no one does it by themselves. No one. Like the human species is a social creature. So it's like if you put a puppy and never have it surrounded by other puppies, it is like all around cats, right? Let's just say the puppy is raised with nothing but cats. That puppy's still gonna bark. Okay. Same thing if you put cats around dogs, it's still gonna bark. It's still gonna meow or whatever the sound is they make, right? But you put a human baby around anything other than fellow humans, it will never learn to talk. We need each other. We literally need each other. In fact, we have to be watched over for so long because if not, we kill ourselves. That's why we have such a long period of our parents watching over us, So it's like, I just can't understand how people think that they did anything by themselves. But money will start to cloud your vision, right? That's how you end up with log cabin Republicans, right? You think you can out-earn the hatred of the party you're trying to be a part of because you identify with the money part. Black Republicans, I don't understand them. Most time it's either a moral thing that they on or it's a financial thing that they on. Those are their 2 reasons. It's just so like you literally, I couldn't be sitting right here having these wonderful conversations with you guys if not for all the people who were denied the opportunity. Couldn't do it. So I don't know, man. People frustrate me so much.
I know. We're gonna move on.
Don't you patronize me.
I wonder when you're gonna catch on to that. I know. They're there.
It's okay.
It's okay.
The bad man can't get you.
We love you. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next video. Okay. I'm doing my best. I'm not gonna give it out. Okay, here's the next video.
This is from Deleted. I found out that my wife is pretending to be a black man on Reddit. So this is going to be kind of tough to type out. To start, we're both white. But essentially, I was on my wife's computer for work since mine had just kind of died the other day. I wasn't trying to snoop around or anything, but I noticed in the history that she had been to Reddit. I didn't even know that she used Reddit, so it came as a surprise. She knew I used it, so I was curious as to why she never mentioned it. I looked at her profile, and needless to say, I was beyond shocked at the posts and the comments that I found. I won't go into too much detail as to not make anyone upset, but she was pretending to be part of the Black community, even going as far as pushing certain agendas, all while pretending to be someone she's not. She even had a profile picture of some random Black guy. I saw that she regularly got into arguments with people on the website as well. I'm not sure how to even bring this up. I guess I just really needed to vent because I feel like the image of my wife I knew is falling apart, and I don't know how to deal with this. She's been noticing that I've been acting distant and not sticking around the house as much. She asked me if I was cheating. Of course, I denied it, and we get into arguments about it. I'm so stressed out. What the hell? I'm sorry to anyone and everyone that I may have upset. I just wanted to vent because it feels like my whole world is coming down. I'm gonna confront her. I just have to process all of it.
Hey man, it can
Rachel?
be hard being in love with a black man. You know, it's a shame that you racist, dude. You racist, man. You don't like her no more because she black, huh? See, when she was just white, you were okay, but now that she's a black man, oh, and you homophobic? Oh man, you a racist homophobe. Man, that's bad.
She went Rachel Doez in like 3 different ways.
Just explain to me, if I was to believe this, which
Now this one I don't believe.
Nah, white people been pretending to be black and stoking arguments and fights for as long as we've been here. What you talking about, man? Come on.
I've been on the fence on this for a while.
Black Lives Matter, anybody?
Yeah. I'm on the fence on this, Tracy, only for this reason. Because I didn't put this in the video, but there are people who said that, you know, they went into Reddit, and one of the statements that one of the people said was, well, as a black man, I find it kind of hard to comment on Reddit because I just feel like I'm disrespected. And they called out that person for being the white wife, and they deleted their whole account. So I'm not particularly sure if it's real or not. All I'm saying is, if it is real, I heard what you said, but it doesn't sound like that's what she was doing. So my question is, why? Why did you have to be a black man if you're fighting for the agenda? Now, Theus, I get what you're saying. I literally would figure if you say you're a black man and I'm a black man and I figure Trump is the greatest president of all time. I see you being toxic by being the opposite, but he is saying, as a black man, I think we need
Marlon, you missing the whole thing. You missing the whole thing. Okay, she's the one that's cheating. That's her lover. And what? That's what it is. We can't hear you, see.
Why are you muted?
Because I knew I would start talking. She ain't even got no lover, man. This is it. What y'all are seeing is a cry for help. This is a young lady who was born in the wrong body and all kinds of. She's a black man. That's Leroy. And now she has just found out the scales will come off her eyes because not only does her man not trust her, so he's snooping in her stuff, but the moment he found out that he was in love with a black man, he was done. And he
I do have to add this one little thing that makes this a real fake story, okay? I got on her computer because mine died, which, okay, dude, plug your damn computer up. But fine. My computer died.
That makes sense.
I get that. The part that did make sense was I was into her history, and I'm like,
what you doing looking at your history?
Going to her history?
Nosy, no privacy.
If he didn't, he would never know he was in love with a black man.
Anna, don't laugh at him. Just don't.
This woman went from a white woman to a
Rachel Doez or whatever her name was. Dolezal. Thank you.
Yeah, she's not a woman. She's still a woman.
But she's
She
still.
lied, but she's still a woman.
Hey, I'd rather have her on my team than Candace Owens any day of the week.
Yeah, at least she volunteered to join the team.
Yeah.
You can't hear us, Nikki? Because I don't have no issues on my end.
She just said that her
sound went out, not yours.
Okay, damn. Just making sure it wasn't from my end or anything else. I was just
he really getting them in before January 1st.
You didn't say January 1st now. You don't have to.
You said the new year, that's January 1st.
I ain't say what day the new year. We got
12. Already rolling off of this.
See, now he's backing away now. Oh, I didn't say anything about January 1st. I said November 15, 2023.
We got 12 months in the new year, so I ain't say. I understand he said that they're ready had a profile pic of black man. I thought you didn't have to have a profile pic already. It was sort of about. You can still be anonymous and still have a picture up because apparently she just picked a random black dude to be her.
That's
picture.
her crush. I'm telling y'all, that's
her alter ego.
That's her Google search, man. This is not conspiracy. She went on Google, black man. That's a black man. I'm gonna use him as a profile. Bing, there he is.
No,
I'm a black male.
Maybe she has a black friend who he would love to be able to speak, but he knows that all of his stuff is being monitored. So she is doing him a favor by allowing him to post under her.
They still monitored her because she came out as a black man. So they still would monitor.
But they monitor him as a black man, not as, Charles, who's under FBI watch.
How do you know his name is? Never mind.
William? We go with William? We got Williams?
No, I thought you was going to say Jamal. I'm like, please don't.
How racially insensitive?
I said I thought you was going to say it. I didn't say you did say it. I said I thought you were going to say it.
Tracy, that was one step above Jerome.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
No, because there are white men named Jerome.
Leroy.
I don't know if I'd have met me a white Jerome.
Jerome Seinfeld.
Who?
Jerry Seinfeld's real name is Jerome Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't know that.
Well, you learned something.
That's why he named it. That's why he changed it to Jerry. I said Jerome and how.
Oh, and that's my late brother-in-law's name. So, yeah. Imagine if it was Samuel Jackson's profile picture. It might as well. All of it was fake. No difference.
Y'all being so hard on this person.
She up there lying. She could have just put herself.
I'm still talking about her racist husband.
Her husband.
Obviously, he is racist. I mean, that's apparent. Because he kept saying her agenda. Racist. He said her agenda. Well, what's her agenda?
Our agenda. Well, their agenda, which I guess.
Well, what is our agenda, Marlon?
Yeah.
Your agenda, Theos.
But the way the person read it, I'm like,
y'all ain't. You know what? I have been picked on all day today. What's your agenda, Theos?
Well, if you want to know,
I tell you what your agenda is, Theos. It was her agenda.
I'm saying maybe we do have some things in common. Maybe she does want to work on, criminal justice reform and want to work on, the disparities in the health system for, black people versus other minorities and other people in America. Perhaps you want to work on the fact that no matter how good the economy is or how bad the economy is, black unemployment is static at twice the rate of white unemployment. So that can't be accidental when it's always twice, and yet we are like 1/5 of the population by comparison. I mean, hey, she might have some stuff that I'm interested in. Maybe she has an idea for reparations and what that might look like. I don't know. I like to hear what she might have to say. So, yeah.
Am I the jerk? And I'm going to play this.
Or she might like mayonnaise, and then in which case we know there's a problem.
I'm.
Yeah, I heard you walk with the hell out of that. But my point is, you know what it means. But the point is, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Is he or is he not the jerk?
I'm a 21-year-old male and I've been together with my partner who's
Sorry, Anna. Another one of those videos. I keep forgetting to tell you, but don't worry. I think that's the last one. So,
I'm just coming to expect it now.
okay, here we go.
I'm a 21-year-old male and I've been together with my partner, who's a 22-year-old female, for about 2 years now. For a bit of background, my partner and I live in 2 different cities, and so we are only able to meet up maybe once or twice a week. This past week, however, I told my partner that I did not want to meet up as the gas prices were extremely high, and as the primary driver between the two of us, she doesn't drive, I felt that my request was reasonable. To my relief, my partner was extremely understanding and made other arrangements to hang out with our close mutual friend group. Things were going fine until I found out that my partner and our friends were going to watch a movie that we were both dying to watch. As a result, I began to feel a bit of FOMO and told my partner that I wanted to see her after all. Without missing a beat, my partner immediately canceled on our friends and began to get ready for our meeting. At the same time, one of our mutual friends messaged me to ask if I was interested in taking my partner's place since they had already purchased a ticket for her. I agreed and told my partner that I was going to see the movie with our friends. She then got extremely mad at me and said that had I told her earlier, she could have transited and made it in time for the movie as well. Now, the only way for her to make it in time would be for me to drive and pick her up. However, I reminded her that I initially didn't want to pick her up due to the distance between us as well as the high gas prices. In the end, I went to the movie without her as I felt that it would have been a waste of a ticket and that my partner should have known how badly I wanted to watch the movie. Now that the movie is over, I have been trying to reach my partner, but she has not read any of my messages. So, am I the jerk?
Yes.
Man, if this ain't the most real or nah shit, man, please. So look, gas is high, so I don't want to drive all the way out there to get her. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna call her and say, hey, don't go hang out with our friends. And then I'm gonna say, hey, but I'll take that ticket and then I'll drive all the way out there. And then, baby, I'm sorry, I couldn't have come and got you because I would have had to drive all the way out there.
You know what though?
Oh, Fisher Price, my first Reddit. Come on now.
I'm sorry. I believe it, even though I know this ain't part of the show. I get that, but two, dude, this. But I would have missed out on a ticket. It was your girlfriend's ticket.
It was your girlfriend's ticket, and she turned it down for you, you piece of garbage.
Oh boy.
That whole story was some BS.
Oh my goodness.
And then I didn't want to miss the movie. You never heard of DVD or on demand or I don't know, watch a movie on YouTube? You never heard of that?
I don't want you to watch the movie without me, but I'll watch it without you.
Yeah. You sorry.
Well, since you're not gonna use this ticket,
I'm gonna use it.
I like the fact that I called her, but she's not answering the phone.
Yeah, like she's supposed to talk to you? Like you want her to have a conversation with you? Only thing she should say is, we are broken up. Yes, this is a break-up offense. This right here, nah.
Oh, but you supposed to get past the purple and green hair, though.
If she did this to him, I would say the exact same thing. Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
I tell you, I'm not going to go into great detail, but when I tell you that Foxy is petty, Foxy is...
Why is she laughing at it, though?
Because she's so petty. She is literally so petty. She does stuff just to...
Is she the mirror of Petty Land? Because I'm the president of Petty Land. I'm the president, the chief executive, and the financial director of Petty Land.
I hear some evil cackling back there.
She gets off on this. She gets off on I told her a long time ago to try to break it so I could get better into communication because into broadcasting because everything is not going to go smoothly. You got to know how to flow with it. You need to how to go with it. Issues going to come. Man, I asked the wrong freaking person because she's just doing stuff to just irk me, knowing that it's going to irk me.
So the problem with this is what?
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out what's going on
I
here.
don't
Because
see the
I'm
problem. Like
I didn't hear what
she's
she
giving
said. That
you
was so petty.
constructive criticism, and you're just rejecting it. That's what it sounds like to me.
Oh my God, y'all taking Foxy's side. What a shock. I would have never
No, I don't
saw
understand
that
what's
coming.
happening.
I
Yeah.
can't tell you what's happening.
Then don't tell us. If you can't tell us the whole story, don't tell us any part of it. Because then we're going to be like, but what's missing?
I poured another beverage.
A beer.
I poured another beer. Why the hell we got the... Anyway, I poured another beer. I threw the can in the trash can. It missed the trash can and it went over the side. Not only did she send me a picture of the can right beside the trash bag.
Did you know you missed?
Yeah, you should just put it up and pick it right back up.
You should have went and picked up your trash.
Picked up the beer, what you said you was gonna cut back on, and then put it in the trash.
Well, cut back don't mean cut it out.
Oh well, yeah, that's true.
But you still need to go pick up your mess. Was she supposed to pick it up? Actually, yes, she should pick it up.
She literally just picked it up for
me.
Yes.
Excuse you.
Pick it up.
Oh no. She had to do this, Tracy, because what she had to do was she didn't pick it up and put it in the trash can.
No, you the one throw it.
She picked it up, held the can up, looked at me, and slowly put it in the trash can.
If you hadn't thrown it, if you had just gotten up, walked to the trash can,
yeah, so far,
and put
dog,
it in
I'm
there.
sorry.
I'm gonna be on Team Foxy on this.
I'm gonna be on Foxy's side here.
Really? I never time when you wasn't.
Because you wrong, dude.
I didn't say I wasn't wrong. I didn't say
so
right
if you
or
were wrong,
wrong.
why wouldn't we be on her side? Because she's right.
I wasn't saying anything about
He's
right
saying she's
or
petty.
wrong. I said she's petty.
I get it, but what you just said that it's wrong that we on her side, but she's right.
I wasn't saying right or wrong. I'm still talking
petty.
about the pettiness of it all.
But you the one sit there through it and missed. I mean,
and didn't clean up behind yourself.
And then gonna just sit there and look at the can.
Okay, so the 50 million times she missed the garbage can. I never said anything about it.
But she probably got right back up and put it in there, I bet you.
No, she eventually, as she happened to be walking out the door, she picks it up.
But she picked it up.
Okay, now I'm not going to be able to ride with Tracy on this stretch. But
she picked up hers before she went to the door. Marlon had to watch Foxy pick up his beer can. He couldn't have said, oops, I missed that. Gotten up, said do, and put it in there. Nope. If he had missed it, she would have never had to take that picture because she never would have had missed. Or if you had made it. But, I mean, the chances of that, I mean.
Okay, just like this is my show, this is my room, too. So, yeah. I'll get to it when I get to it.
Wait a minute. What? No, sir.
Now what?
No, sir.
Now what?
No, sir. See,
now what?
Beer has residue still in it. So now you're going to have it on the floor. So now not only did you have to pick up the can, now you need to go and clean the spot the can was at. Whereas if you had just picked it up immediately, you would not have had anything to have to follow up on.
It just would have been the trash bag.
But Marlon is simply saying, you know what? I kind of like it. It's my new floor decoration. And I'm going to leave it there until I feel like cleaning it up 2 days from now.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers.
You're welcome.
Mafia videos of the week for all these traders. I'm just gonna go ahead and get in the video because I have no support from my family. So
when you wrong,
I will go ahead and show this video and ignore all other comments from Trumpists, and we're gonna.
What does Trump have to do with?
From all
He's hurt, Tracy.
I know.
And
We
hurt
sorry.
people
We
hurt
sorry,
people.
Marlon. We sorry.
It's okay, Marlon.
That's
It's
all
okay.
right. That's all right, you little MAGA lovers. We're gonna show this video from Tracy.
He called you. Did you hear what he called you?
I know what not that was
Calling
foul.
us all out of our
You
names.
know, but you know, like I said, man, you know, hurt people hurt people. That's what they do.
All right, back to reality. This is Mafia videos of the week. If you're new here, this is Tracy's video. Like I said, I ain't showing that Herschel crap. But I did actually find this video that I'm pretty sure Tracy already forgot that she sent to me.
Oh, I remember now.
I actually found this kind of funny as crap, and it's true.
All of Facebook. You need to keep your business off of Facebook. You need to keep your business. Keep your business. You need to keep your business off of Facebook. If you're messing with somebody's husband, keep it off of Facebook.
Wait, what? When you mess with somebody's husband, just keep your business off Facebook.
Hold on, man. Wait a minute. They at church.
Yep.
Yep.
Right? And their
It's
message,
true.
their
True.
message wasn't.
Keep your business
Their
off of
message
Facebook.
was not. Do not mess with somebody else's husband. Their message was
Keep
if
it off
you
of
don't mess with
Facebook.
somebody's husband,
Keep it off of Facebook.
Ain't that a word from the Lord? Come on now. Come on, somebody.
Hey, that harmonizing was on point.
Yeah.
This is what I'm amazed about, Tracy. This is what I'm totally amazed about. Original song, and these people spend weeks. I don't know how, I don't know how to go.
That's not an original
That's
song.
a classic Baptist
That's
melody.
That's a classic
You can
song.
put almost any words you want to that
No,
melody.
the beat of the melody, the beat of the song is very common.
Because that's just what we. You need to come on into. I'm off beat. I'm off beat. Sing for me, Tracy.
Come on in the room.
No, I know that song. I know that song.
Which one are you talking about?
I lost the beat of the.
Give me the words. Give me the words, because I don't know which song.
I was just saying, but that's like a common thing. Like the pastor sometimes will just make up a song to go with that. And they just get to sing it. Or the deacons, mainly it's the deacons.
Because there's another version of this one.
Right now, totally embarrassed for the whole black community that a black man sit here talking about, can you help me with a beat? It's so sad. So sad.
Hey, they harmonizing was on point.
That
was a great singer.
But they weren't saying don't cheat. They were saying just don't
just
tell
keep it
nobody
off
about it.
Facebook. In general, that is a true message. Y'all need to keep y'all business off of Facebook. Just
How about you don't sleep with somebody else's man?
I know I was gonna say that part too, but I'm just saying in general.
I think we should lead with that part. I'm just
I'm sorry. I didn't think about that thing until you said it. Like the message should be you want to stop doing adultery? But
let's not do that part.
But if you go and do adultery,
don't put it on Facebook.
Don't put it on Facebook.
That's all we saying. We're not saying what you're doing is right. We just don't want to know about the wrong that you're doing.
Yeah, that's a lie. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I mean, y'all don't, but
people go to Facebook to go to the third season of somebody's relationship.
Now that's what I can't stand is when people break up with somebody. You're the dirty little damn dog, and then you done took sides, and then 2 weeks later they break up. What was the point of y'all breaking up?
That's why, and this is a message to all you young people out there.
Keep your business off of Facebook.
Yeah, that too. But all you young people out there, are you in a serious relationship or you married? Do not go to your family and friends
And Facebook.
when you mad at your partner. Because see, here's what's gonna happen. You gonna forgive your partner.
Yep, but we
Right?
ain't.
But I still remember what they did to you. So I'm mad at them for you.
Thou shalt not put it on Facebook.
Thou shalt not put it on Facebook.
Parker.
But okay, that will move on. But the one thing that irks the daylights out of me before Anna falls asleep on us, the things that piss me off about Facebook is the ones that just so thirsty for attention that they give this little cryptic information. They get on my nerve. Post. Okay, so now we have to go. Who gets on your nerve? What happened,
No, I
girl?
ignore posts
I mean,
like
man,
that.
you know
No,
what? I'm
no,
not. I don't even care no more.
no.
Yeah, I don't do the subliminal postings.
I don't
Sorry.
do that. I
If
ain't
you
got no
bother
time
me,
for
I'll
the
be
shit
like, tag Marlon. Why you tag this? Why you gonna say Frosty the Snowman was a killer? I mean, I'm just telling you straight up.
Yeah. No, you would do tag Marlon. You wrong.
No, I wouldn't, because I would tell
What?
you why you were wrong. No, I wouldn't. I would call you and tell you you were wrong. I'm not gonna take my beef on Facebook because again, people are gonna take sides, and then I'll get past it, and then they not. They still mad at you for whatever I said you did to me.
If you decide to take sides of a murder of a snowman, then I have no
A fictional
confidence
character
with
in
you.
a cartoon.
Still kill them.
Yeah.
But then again, Tracy, you had no problem with Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. So whatever.
A fictional
why are we
story.
holding this
Hired
conversation?
killer.
Fictional story.
Assassin.
Fictional.
A white woman that got away with killing.
And in The Wiz, she was black. Now be quiet.
White woman that got away with killing white people. And was seen as a hero. Foxy's video of the week. Okay, so I know everybody don't forgot. So I'm going to repeat myself so everybody can understand the content of this video. Absolutely, you're supporting our terrorists caught who is price country forced us to be their slaves, idiot.
What?
It's either a quote by Marjorie Taylor Greene or Herschel Walker. Now, I done narrowed it down to them too.
No, I've narrowed it down to somebody who's trying to get the last word. Just throw it out random crap and hope that it made sense and they get their little kudos, and it didn't.
You know, I get those weird comment responses usually on YouTube subthreads. Like it'll be some rambling, incoherent, like I got you now, and I'm like, maybe you did, but I can't interpret what the hell you just said. So, what?
I've had comments on some of our controversial, videos, and it'd be like 2-3 paragraphs, and I'm like, dude, I really have no problem at all having a debate with you, but I have no idea what your point was.
Neither do they.
No, they think they have a great point without realizing that you threw out, it's not a point, you just threw out 3-4 different statements
and blended them all together.
And I guess you try to confuse me, but I always go out.
You know what?
The last video I had was Pete Buttigieg, and he was talking on No lie, because y'all can literally go and read it yourself. I don't delete any comments, of course, unless it's just over the top and insensitive.
I be deleting them porn ones.
Why do you get porn?
Like
People will trolls.
those
They'll do it
scammy
all the
ones, those
time.
real
Yeah,
scammy ones.
okay, yes, I got it. Not those. I
You
don't
said
get.
don't delete those, Marlon.
I First of all, if you actually, I don't delete them. I do delete them. But second of all, they don't really have nothing. They have
Wait a
hard.
minute. How do you know that they don't
I
have
hope you're
anything
not
if
clicking
you're
them.
not
Those are
visiting?
Here's the
viruses.
deal. Here's the deal. I stopped them in the middle because they actually try to come up in the comments live. But if you actually stop and read them, there's no link. It's like heart,
No,
heart,
we're
heart.
talking about when
My
somebody
girl.
No,
leaves a
they have like a
comment
little.
Oh, you talking
after.
about the ones that have links to them.
Yeah, it had a little
Oh,
bit.
you're automatically.
thing
Yeah,
going
we're
on.
talking about the ones that leave comments after it's gone live.
Oh, no. But I'm talking about, okay, so the Pete Buttigieg video when he was talking about abortion. And I had a guy that just came on and was rambling about, and just to paraphrase what he was saying, because I got what he was saying, but it was like, so the guys who slept with the teenagers, the young teenager, 13, 14, 12, whatever, who was tricked into sleeping with the woman so she could get pregnant so they could take out child support with them and blah, 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 and everything. And that's wrong and that's terrible and everything else. And why Pete Buttigieg ain't talking about that. And I went,
That's an issue?
because that wasn't the question that was given to Pete Buttigieg. So why would he talk about that?
So he said there were teenage 13-year-olds.
The story is absolutely true. The story is
He's talking about
true.
Marilyn that teacher, Latour or something that slept with their student.
I can't remember the whole thing.
Okay.
I just remember that story is true. But my deal is,
What is that?
you're not gonna come on here and just give me facts that has nothing to do with the content of the video.
It was talking about abortion. You're talking about basically getting one over on the system, which actually wouldn't be because it takes a lot of money to raise it.
I don't know. That is strange. It doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Yeah, Parker. This one says delete my comment.
Mickey only gives me good comments I can work with, except for all that weird stuff about the food. You know, Mickey, you're wrong. I'm right. All y'all's wrong when it comes to the food, but it's okay.
Yeah, yep, I have to delete some of them. I'm like, and y'all know my site. I'm like, now you know I don't play.
I know
Tracy, what site you like?
You know my YouTube website.
Oh, thought we were gonna start trading what our favorite sites were.
Tracy Media LLC is
Nah,
my
I ain't that
favorite
type of
site.
site. I don't like that. No, that ain't got what I was talking about.
Woo, if you talk about we ain't finna move on. We definitely finna move on now, buddy. Ain't no doubt in the world. Okay. Here's the deal. And what I'm gonna say is controversial for this day and age. Because we've come a long way in society. Not far enough, but we've come a long ways from society. For this statement that I'm going to say, Thea. So stop looking at me.
I say, Tracy, you know where he going with this?
Oh, you'll understand. Do you understand how bad your comment is when the white people leave the room?
You people are being so rude to not listen to this speech. It was my fault that we missed it in the program. Look who's leaving, all the black people.
Yeah, that was one of them. I ain't with that. That we ain't that type of white person. We ain't that. We got. You said 5. You said 5 o'clock. You said
That was.
And
First of
she
all, I'm
kept
taking it that
talking.
that was a
kept a
graduation.
job too.
I'm taking it that
Probably.
it was a graduation. And second of all, this lady probably put somebody on that they knew that was going to be a controversial to the audience, not to her. She thinks
No,
everything was probably
She
this is a
probably
absolutely
was
person who
perfect.
like,
slipped.
what's wrong with the Confederate flag? I mean, they fought and
I'm
died for
serious.
their
This is the
country.
type of person who slipped. This is the type of person
She meant to
that,
slip.
because see,
Don't know how
people.
to read the room.
No, it's not even that, and that's why I like with ah. You got to think about it. This country splits 50-50 roughly when it comes to these elections. That means you are surrounded by people who do not seem crazy, bigoted, or any of those things all the time. And yet they vote for your downfall every election time. So this is one of them people that, under normal circumstances, she's just fine.
I wasn't gonna do that part because she's not worthy of it. She is not worthy of me.
No, but
Because
this is the type of person that is like this. Black folk, this is the type of person that your children have to deal with every day that you don't even think about because you're not involved in their schools. This is somebody that is smiling at your child, may even give your child a hug when they get off the school bus, but will quickly give your children different treatment because of how she views the community that that child comes from. See, this is a person who is just in a normal part of her day will probably have zero problems and zero outward appearance of how her heart functions. But as soon as she got offended and irritated, the reality of how she feels just fell out her mouth. Because she didn't plan to say that. I bet you she didn't plan to say that.
No,
look
she
at all
thought
the
she
black
was
people
going.
we was.
But they irritated her. And
That
she,
irritated her, and
there
then
you
she
go.
tried to double down at the end. Y'all need to be sitting down, lady. Read
You
the
done
room.
lost the room.
They gone. They're
Like 80% of the room then left.
they gone, lady.
But
They're
she's not gone. She
gone.
still has her job.
I bet
I
she
do
still
like
has her
I
job.
do like that one white I do like that one white young lady that went, let me out of here. Cause she knew, hey, I got black friends, and yeah, I don't even want to hold this conversation with them later on tonight. So yeah,
I
I
think it's
I got to
I
go.
think it's simpler than that. I think it's simply that most people, I mean, well, roughly 50% of people are pretty decent people. So that young lady might not. I mean, I don't know. She may or may not. I don't know. Have black friends, but let's say she ain't got no black friends. She know what wrong sound like,
I'll give you that one. Maybe she did.
and she was like,
Know
"Nah, I
what
don't want to have no
wrong
parts
And
of
sound
I
like?
this."
don't want to see no interview of her pop up later crying to about people misunderstood
This
me.
happened a while ago because
What's
I've seen this
funny
video
is,
before.
you know, people would do that.
They
You know, people will. They don't listen to the content. They know, because let's beyond a shadow of a doubt. Let's say the young white lady we talk about, advocate for the black community, busting her butt for the black community, the LGBTQ plus community, everybody in the community, the minority community. She goes out of her way, and I guarantee you that years down the road, somebody will find that video and go, yeah, but she had no problem sitting there listening to the speech of this blah, 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 because we never did figure out who she was talking about.
Hey,
Blah,
listen,
blah, blah person.
that's
So,
an
yeah.
excellent point. And I would say this. Let's say this lady who said this really dumb thing, right? It wasn't racist, it was bigoted, right? So
I figured out racist and bigoted. Nah, I got it.
no, I think there's a separation.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. But let's say that she was the person that from this day forward, she herself recognized, dang, I still got some work to do on myself. And she goes forward and she becomes an active advocate and she tries her best to be human and balanced towards people going forward and all of that. Would you still hold this against her when it comes up?
Depends.
That's the thing.
That's
I
what's wrong with our
guilty of the
society. You
same
can't
thing.
forgive
No, no,
nothing.
no.
I mean, I've been guilty of the same thing, but I'm just saying I wish I wasn't, and I hope that when these things come up, I can keep myself grounded to be like, you know what? There's what I just saw,
And what I
and then
actually
there's what I know, and then factor all of it together. Because unfortunately, we will take somebody who has been doing their best to do better than they were, and because of who they were was so distasteful, we won't let them outlive it.
Yep,
And
that's
that
you can say
But
that
that,
with
but
the
that's
Will
that's
Smith
why I
example.
said
I mean, how
that.
many times has he said "I'm sorry" and people are still like, "I'm not ever seeing it." Like he gonna go
Yeah.
for it?
You know, I was with the Will Smith thing because, first of all, I am Team Chris Rock because I'm one of the people who say that you don't strike an unarmed man who's not expecting to be hit. That's a punk
That's
move.
true. I never say
But,
what he did was right.
yeah, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. But when the backlash started, see, there's one thing about calling out a wrong action for being wrong. But when the backlash came and it was like disproportionate to the event, see, then I had to be like, if you saw in my old post, I was like, but whoa. He's still mine. So what you're not gonna do is sit here and make an example out of him, right? Because that's what happened. It's like people who didn't give a damn about Chris Rock or Will Smith. All of a sudden, you
But
offended?
I'm saying when someone comes forward with an apology, it wasn't real. Doing all of these.
But Tracy, when it comes to people like that, they don't want anything. They don't want it to be real. They've already, in other words, what I'm saying is they already had their answer to any circumstances. Will Smith could have came out and said, "I'm sorry, I apologize. I went over Chris Rock house and apologized to them," and they already had the answer of it's fake, it's a movie. See, once you already have in your mind that you're not going to forgive somebody,
Yep,
you already
it's settled.
have all the answers to every situation that occurs.
Well, not
That's
only
why
that, but Will Smith, his first couple of attempts at an apology were garbage.
it was.
So after
It
that, ain't
was.
nobody trying to
Because
hear you
Will
no way.
Smith was going off of I'm going to finesse my way through this situation. And when you come to the realization that,
No, I can't.
okay, Will Smith, the movie
The clean.
entrepreneur, the TV
Yeah.
entrepreneur, everything. No, they're not looking at you like that anymore, bruh. We need to see Philadelphia Will Smith that grew up in
That's
this. We need
West
to see.
Philadelphia, born and raised. I'm just saying where he's from. West Philadelphia, born.
We need to see the real Will Smith come up. I'm sorry, I can't do Corny no more with Tracy anymore today. I can't.
That was uncalled for. Bring my sister back.
There you go. So
Wow. I tried, Tracy.
but the deal is this is one of those things where to get back to what I was saying, but this is also one of those I'm going to express my feelings, my beliefs, and my dislike way before I get all of the story.
Wait. Will Smith?
No, not Will Smith, but no, just in general. Like remember the
When Herschel Walker said he liked vampires, he wanted to be a werewolf.
no, way before that because Herschel yeah.
Well, like when they said that Raphael Warnock ran over his wife's
Is
foot?
that a true story?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, it didn't sound true. I'm like, if he ran over her
She
foot,
made the allegation.
but it
was
was,
thrown
but
out.
he wasn't. Well, he wasn't put in jail for it.
It was thrown out.
Oh well, then
Also, the whole allegations of his church, Warnock's church, throwing out people from the apartment complex.
did they break a rule?
No, it wasn't true.
Oh, so they just making up stuff. Okay.
As a matter of fact, it's totally two different companies. And even when that situation occurred, which that situation did occur, Warnock wasn't in charge.
That's just a minor detail.
Doesn't have to be true, just has to be said.
Yep. I won the election, says Carrie Lake /
But
Donald
the
Trump.
clumsy point I was trying to make is about the whole thing about allyship, right? Like I just, and it's also about, letting people evolve, right? Um, People are not going to be perfect allies. What's
What's up,
up?
Cosmic?
Toss
Where
me
you been?
protocol ban.
But I'm like, people are not going to be perfect allies. And are you going to allow someone to make a mistake and
But
come back from it?
that's what I'm
And
saying. People don't want to do that.
and that's why you end up
That's sad.
turning allies into enemies. Because like, I'm not perfect in my stances on the LGBTQ plus community. I stumble and I bumble. Um, my basic stance is just a matter of I don't have to understand. I just need to accept. Right. That's pretty much my stance. Right. But I'm gonna say some stuff wrong from time to time. You gonna throw me out because of that? Because once you do that, then you just kind of dropped an ally.
Wait a
Or
minute.
when a white person is trying to engage meaningfully in black discussion, and a moment they make a mistake, you just
Yep.
turn an
Because
ally into an enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Normally,
It's
yep.
like
because we live in a society where
That
you
doesn't want to forgive.
give people
no
some
no
grace.
no
You
no
ain't gotta
not
forgive
not
them. Give
not
people some
only that,
grace.
Tracy. You
We
live
don't
in
give
a
people
society
grace. We don't
where
give people grace. We don't give people for. We just you do one thing
I mean
wrong, it's over.
I
Period.
get that, but we live in a society where people are not everybody, of course. We live in a society where people are just waiting in the wings for you to mess up.
Yeah, just
Even
waiting to be mad.
even in their mind, even in their minds, even if it wasn't a mess up, they're still waiting for you to fail in some type of way, shape, or form for the greater good of feeling good about themselves. Remember what I was sitting here saying that the people, the people that I dislike the most on YouTube and Facebook and everybody else are the people who take the most minuscule information and just run with it like it's gospel, like this is it, this is the point. And then they have a whole paragraph of how wrong and terrible and this, oh my God, and this is how I always felt about blah 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 and everything else. And then when the story comes out that no, you didn't get all the information, it's wrong, this is what really happened. What do? They divert, they double down, or
Or
they
they
just pretend that they never said it.
or fake news. Yeah,
The
fake
Then
ones
news.
that
they'll
get
go
me,
on to that, but the part that I dislike the most is, but then do they learn from their mistake? No,
Nope.
and you can tell how they don't learn from their mistake because they'll go to the next story again with the most minuscule information.
because that's what social media does for you.
Hey
Because like the
Marlon, can
thing
you?
that annoys me the most is the proxy fights.
Yeah.
Like every issue, it don't matter what the issue is. Like somehow the thing about Brittany Griner being released, if you were not absolute in your position, when nobody trying to hear nothing, you
Nope.
automatically evil. And I knew I just had to wait for it, and it sure enough happened. It became a black man versus black woman fight. It became a straight versus gay fight. I mean, I was like, yo,
Y'all can't be
everybody
glad
has
she's
their own
home.
thing, and they just gonna fight.
Yep, because they
But
already you actually got a woman who hates America. Please point out how a two-time Olympic gold medalist hate
she
America.
did not stand up for
Because she
the
didn't stand for the
so-called
pledge.
national
So that's
anthem.
hating America.
Yep, according to them. Marlon, can you put up Parker's comment about the Oscars? Because I got 1 point to back.
Yeah, I agree with that. Good
Yeah,
night, Foxy.
yeah. Here's the other point. Woody, I slept with my own daughter, Alan, is still allowed at the Oscars, and Will
He's
Smith
not
is
black.
not. Yeah, I know.
That was your answer.
Roman
We get punished.
Polanski.
You
We
know
always
what?
get punished
Roman
disproportionately.
Polanski literally fled the country because he raped, and I say raped because that's what he did, 2 underage girls. And they weren't teenagers, they were girls. He's
I
over
He
want
there.
didn't do
y'all
it
to
at the
look
right
up.
time.
I want y'all to look up this.
But that's why he was going to be extradited here, and he fled to Poland or
But
whatever
Tracy, I
country.
mean, I agree with you, but black people are
No, I'm
punished
just saying the Oscars
disproportionate
can't tell me
every time.
anything about morals, values.
They can do it because that's, I'm sorry to say it, folks, that is what white America does. He who has the power sets the rules. So when you are close to the thing that is wrong, you can find humanity in it. But when you have otherized the thing that was wrong, you can just completely scorn it.
So sleeping with your own daughter is okay.
It's not that they say it's okay. It's just that they look at it and they say,
You're
like,
like, who made them set up the rules? I'm like,
But that's the
who
deal,
made
but
them set up the
deal,
rules
Tracy,
when they murdered all the Native Americans and took the country and built it?
well,
I
that's
want y'all
true.
to look. I want y'all to look up the first Native American who won an Oscar.
No, Marlon
never-
Brando won it, and then he sent her to get it, and John Wayne almost tried to jump her. That's exactly what happened.
No, John Wayne wanted to hurt her
Yeah, that's right. He
on
wanted to
on the stage.
get on stage,
was
and then security
held
had to hold her back, but they
back.
let him back.
But that was, first of all, you know, and this is my other opinion anyway. Stop being so eager to get what somebody else has. The Oscars has made it so clear how they feel about non-white communities.
Yeah, but Marlon
So
Brando
clear.
sent her because he couldn't go. So
No, I get that. That's that one. But what I'm saying though, why do we hold these particular shows in such esteem? Screw them.
But
Screw
thing is,
them, man.
I have a push.
And then do better with the ones we got.
And there you go. Because
But we don't
pushback
value them
on
the same
is-
way because other folk don't value them that way.
I stopped valuing the Oscars when Color Purple was nominated for 11 Oscars and didn't win crap. I was like, okay, I'm done with y'all. That's it. Done.
because they already had it in that idea that being nominated was good enough.
That's why Whoopi
You
Goldberg
didn't particularly have
got
to
that makeup
win.
Oscar for that terrible movie that she did with Patrick Swayze.
We have a lot of black movies, a lot of black anime that have won awards, and people go, "Yeah, all right, this is for the black community." Then you look at it, and you notice that they always drop off award winning, and they're award winning. They never tell you the part
award
that
they
they
won.
won the award for.
Stop looking for their accolades. Stop looking for their recognition.
Pretty much.
Stop it.
Because
Have some
what
respect
they're
for
gonna do
yourself.
is, even when we come up with our own shows, which we have come up with our own shows, stop pretending that you don't know that they're going to sit there and push back. Well, the Oscars don't just say all white people. Well, no, you don't say it.
You just demonstrate it.
You just demonstrate it a lot.
Movies
the
with
Grammys
Oscars
don't
ain't nobody never seen it. When we win Best Oscars, I'm like, I ain't never
I got a
heard of this
problem with
movie.
anything in the 2000s that leads off with history making or first. Those bother me anyway. And then we gonna talk about, like, I asked my mom this when I was a kid. I was like, why is it everything's about black and white? You know, like, you only until recently did you even start hearing anything about Latinos, Asians, and then Asians just get lumped in one big bucket.
Yep,
You
there's
know?
Koreans, Vietnamese, Japanese. We just,
Right.
oh no, y'all Asians.
But so long as you can put a black person in a commercial with a white lady, then we look how much progress we've shown. We ain't got the world is such a kaleidoscope, but we still looking at it in grayscale, and it's annoying.
But here's the deal, Thiz, and I agree with you, but I think that's what they want. Their ideal is black and white. Their wording is going to be gray. They're going to hold that fits. They're going to hold that, as you were saying earlier, that was Tracy, the kumbaya and everything else. But just like what you were saying, I need to look at your actions. Is your actions and your words And I think people need to understand that somebody can say whatever the hell they want. Kristen Sinema got to be a senator because she said everything that Arizona wanted her to say.
And she was LGBTQ.
Yeah, she hook, line, and sinker.
She used every
advantage to her
little thing
advantage.
she
And then
could.
what was her action?
The exact opposite.
Absolutely the opposite of
Well,
everything she said.
I'm going to qualify this a little bit for old Kirsten. All right. She had from the time she was a Green Party person, and then she was a Democrat, and then she was a corporate Democrat, right? People are now saying, well, she's like a Republican. She's not like a Republican because you look at her voting record, she don't vote Republican. She votes corporate Democrat.
Yeah.
That's what she votes. So,
and by the way, do y'all never notice that that's really funny that you actually, this is a shot at you Republicans and Democrats who don't honestly understand this. When you figure that every time somebody vote for any corporate advantage, I guess I should say, that is automatically put in the Republicans' will. But we have been preaching on this show for years now that there is a such thing as corporate Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're called moderates.
Yep, yeah, I call them moderates.
Go ahead, Theus. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool because we need to wrap anyway. I would just, now one thing I would say though is, and I kind of made this comment earlier in like one of our little side chat joints, but ideally, don't we want our politicians to be independents? So like, it would be actually nice to me if all of them claimed independent, and then they could be hung out to dry on their individual votes where they can't just hide between red and blue. That would be nice. But the problem with Sinema is she's not doing this in good faith, right?
Nope.
She's not being an independent because she's independent. She is being an independent because she's up for re-election in 2 years. And this is how she can split the vote up to make sure that she has the best chance possible, because running purely on a Democratic ticket would doom her re-election. Even though I doubt she's going to run for it anyway.
Oh, I think she's going for the top. I still think she's going to run for president.
I don't think so.
I
think she's going to take her money and she's going to leave.
Which is what I hope. Well, no, then she'll be a lobbyist.
She made a lot of money. And she strikes me as the kind that she don't want to work no way.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see Kristen Sinema as if
her ego is tremendous.
It has nothing to do with ego. Yeah. That's my point. It has nothing to do with ego. It's cash flow. She got in. She's getting as much money as she possibly can, and she's getting out.
She's super smart. I mean, she has played all them dummies in Washington for fools. Everybody sold her short. They didn't think she was capable, and she has manipulated every last one of them. She's actually very effective in getting things done as far as like sponsoring things and pushing things. She's great at raising money, even though that nobody likes her, But I think that she did what she came to do.
And Parker just made a good point. She pretty much guaranteed that Arizona will vote for another Republican, because she definitely will split the vote. Unless she doesn't make their signature drop, which she...
I think we give people too much credit. Argument. I really never understood the argument, especially with this. I don't know how she would split the vote.
It's a thing to consider.
Somebody who votes her. So
well, she's got 34% of Arizonians that approve of her.
One way that she could split the vote, Marlon, is because she has high name ID.
Yeah.
And people don't really study their ballots before they go. But then the other thing, though, is, I mean, doesn't that mean that the Democrats need to stop being lazy and actually field better candidates so that you could start pushing for her replacement like next year? Right? But
I would agree with you on one thing, because I've always said that I hate that name recognition thing, because people just see
how people vote.
That's recognized. But high profile names, Kristen Cinema, Joe Manchin, AOC, will you have a certain name that everybody hears day in and day out over and over and over again? I can't see, especially in that state, people are saying, oh, I recognize that name and I'm going to vote for it. It's going to be like, oh, I recognize that name because I know exactly who she
that's not how
is.
people work because
That's
people don't
not
pay attention to politics.
Yeah, they're not paying attention that she switched to independent. They're
Nope.
really not. Nope, they don't. I mean, if Arizona, and I know this is usually for tomorrow's show, but if Arizona has
it's going to be on the show tomorrow.
a signature minimum that she has to meet, she's going to meet it. She will not have any problems getting the amount of signatures needed to make the ballot. She will not have to participate in any debates. She will not have to worry about losing a primary.
And all the while, the Democrats will protect her.
Yep.
Because they dare not lose her in the meantime because they need her.
All right, we got to stop because this is going to be one of the subjects tomorrow. So I don't want to use up our energy on this one because I don't want 2 hours of a show tomorrow going, as I said yesterday. So we're going to move on to the last video. And I'm not going to take anybody down because it's super short and everything like that. I don't know why this video amused me, and I don't even know why Thea's popped in my head. It just sounds like some crap that Thea's would have an issue with. So that's why I wanted to show it. Yeah, I'm looking at you, brother. It just seems like something Thea's would have an issue with.
Name an annoying thing that people base their entire personality about.
Hating the word moist.
Nobody likes that word.
Nobody likes that word. And
it's a word.
Moist only belongs in cake.
Or cornbread.
But I don't know about basing your personality around it. I would have said Democrat or Republican.
You base your personality on any word, but okay.
Party affiliation.
That's the ideal, ain't it?
Huh? No, but I mean, like some people, they are a Democrat. That's what I am. Or I am a Christian. I am a Muslim. Whatever it is, people then just like they take on a certain.
So it makes it even worse that you have an issue with the word moist.
No, moist is just a nasty word.
It's just disgusting.
It's not a nasty word.
It's disgusting.
It just sounds damn.
Ugh. I agree with you, Theus. It only belongs in the description of a cake.
Nobody respond. Like I said, I want to hold all comments for tomorrow.
Sorry, Parker. He told us to ignore you.
Not ignore.
Yeah, Mickey, we're triggered by it. We don't like it.
I don't understand.
Kind of like when people get triggered by the word mayo. That's what people do.
Lose their temper. Take people down.
Play the outro music.
Yes, I do. Anna, tell everybody where they can find you. Tracy?
TracyMediaLLC.com.
Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, hey, make sure that you join me at patreon.com/complexmind because I really want you to see this new video series where we talk politics and I actually give you straight answers, but you got to be a patron to do that. And part of any Patreon sustainer amount goes to special projects. For example, right now we're raising money for the school. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for the night. I would truly like to appreciate Anna, Tracy, and Diaz. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
People who eat mayonnaise bite puppies.
Up to a cruise.